What is up, my beautiful gemstones? Welcome back to Friday night's live intuitive oracle with myself and Ghostdragonzw. It's been an interesting week, a really fun week. Overwhelming for me though. Like, I am so ready to get back to full-time work. I have so many ideas and like rebranding the channel. I know a lot of you, or not really a lot, some of you have been asking me like, what is up with the shorts? The shorts are me bringing my silly, goofy, funny, sarcastic personality out and trying to connect with people. I want them to understand that I'm more than what I look like. And I've had to do that a lot in my life. And I feel like on YouTube, it's no different. So the serious stuff is in the videos and the live streams, sometimes in the shorts. But a lot of the time I do a funny skit or sing a song or rap or something. That's me just letting my personality fly, right? So maybe they're not representing the brand, but they are representing Gemma as a person. So just wanted to clarify that because a lot of you guys privately and publicly have been asking me that. The twins got their gifts and it was the cutest thing because my little guy has the biggest crush on Tennille and he insisted that she needed like a particular necklace and bracelet set, but I had already bought her gift. So he like offers me his money to get it. So we got her that one as well. And she was just overwhelmed. Guys, thank you so much. Book sales they're doing pretty well, which is amazing. So what someone told me today when we looked were the Gone series is like selling really good. Campfire, because I did a surprise release on Wednesday, Campfire Stories Volume 3. They are, and I'm not just saying this because it's my book, they are some of the scariest encounters like I've ever come across. Really scary. And of course the BEK books are doing well, so please keep buying them. I have no reviews yet on Gone Mysterious Disappearances Volume 3. If you guys can rate it 5 stars and leave a positive review, even if it's just 2 words like awesome book or something like that, I would really appreciate it. It does help keep my book being pushed out. So we have Campfire Volume 1, Campfire Stories Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and then Gone Mysterious Disappearances Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. Because I'm self-published, I have to purchase my own book, so I only have a copy of Gone 3 here. And I've read in videos 2 of these. So one more quick thing. Come September, when I'm able to work full-time again, which is only in a few weeks, thank goodness, I am going to be doing something different. So I put out now for the summertime 4 videos, pre-recorded uploads per month. I was doing 8 because I was doing some for members. And so each of those videos takes me between 7 and 8 hours from the concept in my head to the looking everything up, to scripting, to editing, to filming, to editing that, getting it out. It's a lot of time. And I realized recently that those videos earn me 45 cents per month. So even if I'm only doing 4, that's 32 hours of work for 45 cents. So I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. It's still going to be a once and or twice a week video, just going to be something different. But thank you all for coming in. Let's say hello to everyone. Wendy Williams, it's Friday, ready to swang. Oh yeah, I'm loving it. You're so cute. Lotus is here. Nice. All right, cool, Miss Lotus girl. What's it going to be, I wonder? What is this birthday dinner? Andrew and Gnomes and Sir Nomeo, Josephine Van Dam, hello. So it's morning where you are. I don't remember where you said you were. I've asked you a few times and like, I don't know if you didn't hear me or didn't answer, or if like I just haven't retained that information. Blue Crossroads, hello. A whirlwind, sir. Whirl, as in whirlpool. Just saying. You know, one thing you're going to have to get used to hanging out with me is that I will not so silently correct your speech and grammar. It's a bad habit. Mark Quall said, what's up? And Edna Salvador, so good to see you. Ghostdragonzw, Scout Inquirer, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, it has been a while, but it's good to see you, and I do recognize your name. Chillin' Charlie, hi. So one thing I want to say before I bring in the Ghostdragonzw is if you want a reading and have to leave early for any reason, let us know, and we will do our best to get y'all in. So I wore my red dragon shirt today, and it just happened to match the background here. And now I'll bring Ghost in, and you'll see we did not coordinate this, by the way. Here he is. Australia. Okay. That's cool. Life with Bobby. Hello. No. Whirl. Okay. Whirl. My peeps. Absolutely. Absolutely. I took my son, I don't know if y'all saw the shorts, to a place called Funplex on last Monday, and we are going on Sunday as a family, my husband, him, and I, as long as it doesn't rain. If it rains, we're going to go Monday. I will give up my one day of work to do that. I cannot wait. We don't really do a lot, like the three of us, and my little guy and I are usually we get up and we play in bed and we play video games and stuff. And then we get up and go have breakfast or whatever, because it's summertime. And my husband's usually gone before we get out of bed, and then he gets home after we go to sleep. So to get the three of us together, it's going to be really awesome. And I am excited about it. Thank you, Miss Wendy. Thank you. I've got my decks out. Just want to give you guys one more big push. If you don't own Campfire Stories Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Gone Mysterious Disappearances, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Danger at Your Door, Terrifying Encounters with Black-Eyed Kids, Midnight Visitors, Black-Eyed Kids Encounters, or any of my other books, guys, get them, rate them 5 stars, and give me a positive review. They're doing really well. So I know y'all have been doing that for me, and I really do appreciate it. If you like the book, get recommend it to somebody. And also, I'm going to be doing something where if you order an autographed copy, then I'm going to either give you like a photo of me or like bookmark or we'll figure something out. It's going to be like a little gift. I don't know who would be texting me during stream. Only certain people can get through my block. So it's got to be Lotus, Ghost, or my kids, or my mom, or my dad. Okay, Daddy, I'm live streaming right now. That's wondering who messaged me. I hope you feel better. I love you, and I will call you sometime tomorrow. Rest well. My dad. Okay. Sorry about that. He doesn't message me often. So, Carl! She said, I'm here. I didn't text. It wasn't me. Willie Rosado. All right, then. Let's just do this thing. And like I said, if you have somewhere to be, or if you can't stay long and you want a reading, let us know, and we will do our best to kind of push you to the top. Most of the people that are in here stay all night, so it doesn't matter if they're one less. We're missing Darling Deb. We're missing Mama Cindy. We're missing Smoochy. Let's summon them like Beetlejuice. Smoochy girl, Smoochy girl, Smoochy girl. Darling Deb, Darling Deb, Darling Deb. You did make it. Yes. Don't leave without a reading, okay? If you want one. All right. Who is first?
That works for most. It works for Edna, I know, most of the time. Last time she was just with the little one too long. Anyways, the first person is Wendy. Hello, Wendy. Good evening. And I'm
Wendy, I am using the Lantern Oracle. Oh, okay. She wants you to put her and your daughter's name again. Kate, is it Caitlin? If I'm wrong, I'm really sorry. I meet a lot of daughters through the stream. Who's after Wendy? No, you can wait, Wendy. That's fine. That's okay. I'll just put the deck aside.
Wait. Lotus isn't here.
Lotus is here.
No, she's not.
Well, let's do this. She just wrote, I'm still here. I didn't text.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Let's do Wendy and Katie now.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. All right. So Wendy, I am using Lantern. Beetlejuice. I did a shorts of the, like a little remix of the play. Little Black-Eyed Boy. All right, Miss Wendy. Yeah, that'll just make it easier on us. I'll do yours first, though. You got the card of sharing. There is giving in receiving and receiving in giving. Guys, I love giving gifts. It's one of the reasons, well, no, I can't say one of the main reasons, but it is one of the reasons I'm always broke because I love giving gifts and I love making people feel special in that way. So it's so true. Wendy, while solitude is necessary at times, our lives also need to be shared for sustainable and healthy living as well as growth. The true sharing of ourselves does not take anything away from us. It's not about giving all that we have. It does not come from a place of fear or lack or a bartering mindset. We freely offer what we have from a place of abundant love and a sense of completeness. True receiving is from this state too. Our spirit self opens in communion with those who are safe and of a pure heart. Those who are not are individuals who require our discernment and refrain when sharing. To discriminate between who and what enhances or depletes our energy is very necessary. Yeah, Wendy, I think we all do as empaths and light workers when we don't realize that's what we are. But then once we realize it, it's still just as hard not to do that, right? To prioritize ourselves or to say, I'm not doing anything for that person. They've never done anything for me. Do you know what I'm saying? If there's a constant feeling that something isn't right or doesn't make sense, then it probably isn't the right choice for us to continue engaging with that person, group, or organization. It's okay to take time to find and gradually get to know our circle of transparent and trustworthy people, those who we can feel safe and comfortable enough with to cannot be forced or accumulate in a rush. It is okay to ask when unsure whether something unspoken is expected in return for receiving what seems to be freely given. True sharing is transparent and expects no form of payment in exchange or return. Whether others give back of their own volition is irrelevant to individuals who are not motivated by giving in order to get. The giving and receiving through knowing others and being known is the greatest sharing of all. Wendy, there is much empowering value in truly seeing and being seen, hearing and being heard, and loving and being loved by one circle. Shared experiences can heal and support us all in facets of life. The featured women encourage you to look at where sharing is and is not in your life. Where does it feel good and where does it not? With whom do you share of yourself? Where do you hold back and why? If it's for a good reason, excellent. If not, it might be worth test sharing something with the safest people in your life who you enjoy being around. If you are a taker but not a giver, really explore the reasons why you do not reciprocate. That's not you. Is there a specific fear that you can identify or something to lose at stake? Wendy, be kind and compassionate with why you believe that you have nothing to give. When you are ready, challenge the validity of this limiting belief thwarting you. Sharing need not involve anything material. That is exactly what I just heard in my head from your team as I read it. It can be a walk with someone, your time, a smile, or a conversation. Guardian message, giving and receiving within your circle magnifies the energy, growth, and love in your life. So I feel like what this is talking about, there's a few things here. And one of the main things I'm getting is your reluctance to open up emotionally, even to people you're close with. And I totally understand this. It is definitely sometimes like work, or like my sister would say, pulling teeth, trying to get me to like answer a very simple question. Meanwhile, I know everything about you, right? I used to think that was just a Pisces thing, but now I realize it's an empath who's been hurt too much thing, where there's less than a handful of people I share everything with. Now I am getting better at trusting and like opening up. So now maybe there's 6 instead of 4 or 5. But I'm a natural open book. And I feel like this card is saying that you can be a natural open book and not get hurt if you pay more attention to your intuition, because your intuition is always there. Your team is always telling you, like, look out for this person, look out, like these warning signs. It's just whether or not you one, acknowledge them, or 2, like listen to them, right? In the next week or 2, I feel like there's somebody, and it's this person again, maybe it's someone else, but I feel like it's the same energy from the last 2 weeks, where the universe is saying, unless your intuition is telling you something different, which it shouldn't be, but if it is, that's okay. Open up. Okay, so this is 2 different things. Open up to this person, because as I've been telling you, they are trustworthy. And I feel like if they would know certain things about you, they'll understand you better. And then whatever this relationship, friendship, whatever it is, can move further along quicker, right? I'm also getting a different message for you where it's like, don't feel like you have to like materially give to show people that you care about them. You can do that in other ways. I think the balance you need to find, what I'm seeing is the balance between like being your true self, but understanding that sometimes you really do have to dim a lot of yourself when you're around certain people and like figuring out how not to be around those people. I hope that makes sense. In the next week or two, definitely open up to someone that you may feel you can trust, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking like, well, what if this is just like last time, right? What if I'm going to wake up and my biggest secret is going to be on the gram, right? Like this person's not about that. They truly are just getting to know you. They want to get to know you. And I feel like you'd be an open book to the person if you didn't feel like they wanted to get to know you so badly. It's like I'm feeling very uncomfortable in this, which is how I see, when I start feeling this way, it's like your energy. So in this, I'm feeling very uncomfortable. Like if I'm myself and if I am truly myself, then this person that I'm starting to really like is going to completely be turned off. Miss Pixie, thank you for the gifts, by the way. I love them. So excited. Mark, hold that thought. So yeah, as far as the first message, it's like, take a chance, take that risk. And in opening up to this person and being able to trust them, once you see that you can, somehow here, it's going to help with your discernment as far as moving forward in other relationships. I see this person as like, I just keep hearing, I got your back. I got your back. It's like this person is going to help empower you to be able to say no and to call people out on their BS when normally you wouldn't. Mark, happy friendiversary as well. We met a couple days ago. It was a year on Long Island Bigfoot's stream. I'm trying to get with him to do another show with him, do another giveaway, but he's traveling a lot and I don't want to bother him. I do have some stuff coming out, I believe, on Spotify soon. Oh, Miss Lara, not again. All right, Katie. Is Katie listening? Mike J. I am going to use for Miss Katie. Lotus, thank you, by the way, for letting us do this first. If you have to go eat dinner, obviously, we will timestamp you. Hello, Miss Katie. Okay, good. I'm using the Oracle of Shadows and Light. It's one of the first decks I ever got, and I think it'd be perfect for our reading. All right. You got the winged... This is unbelievable. You got the winged seer, okay? The winged seer. So a seer is somebody like me. I'm an oracle. I'm a seer. I told you last week, and I talked to your mom, that you are a lot like me in ability. So it makes so much sense that you would get card number 12, the winged seer. And it says you see clearly and clairvoyance, right? So we talked about this, but let's see what it has to say. What was it, Lotus? I'm dying to know. I actually don't pull this card often. I may have pulled it twice, and I've had the deck for like 3 years. So, all right. Where's number 12? How am I? Okay, there it is. About the winged seer. Katie, the winged seer is an oracle angel, a being who can see the weavings of energy and thus the way events are set to unfold if the current energies and paths are followed. She then sends you your messages clairvoyantly through your ability to see clearly, although your visions may seem anything but clear. So clairvoyance basically means clear see. As you grow to trust your own clear seeing moments, you will have brighter and brighter flashes of insight, and you will be able to see exactly what is going on in a situation in a flash. And I feel like to a degree, you already feel this. You already know this. The winged seer speaks. Katie, as so many people hide the truth even from themselves, it can be hard to receive a visit from me because I will help you see when someone is camouflaging and telling half-truths, and you will also have insights that seem to come from supernatural sources. It's as if you have changed sight. You can see further, higher, and more deeply within. You will experience flashes of the future and sudden understandings of the past, and you will be able to foretell likely outcomes. I am the Eye of Ra, recreating your future, and the Adrinka, the protective eye, that watches over you while you sleep. And if you follow through on what you now clearly see, there will be illumination, victory, and wisdom. Trust in your sacred sight. Divination message: your clairvoyant ability is being enhanced. You may be able to tune in and quote unquote remote view, almost to be able to see behind doors and into rooms and receive messages that let you know what someone is doing without you actually being there at that time. And all of these experiences will either empower or scare you. You have asked for more information, asked to discover what you need to know. Now that the information has come to you, you must be courageous and take action based on what you cannot logically explain. It is important now more than ever to be honest about what you can see, but most of all, to be honest with yourself. So let me explain for a second how this works. For me, I'm being shown pictures, and especially when I do a medium reading, I'm shown pictures. But in the beginning, and even now it still happens sometimes, it's just a knowing. You're not actually seeing anything. It's just, you know, that if so and so get into that car, they're going to crash. You absolutely know it. And it's getting comfortable with and used to just accepting the things you know as fact. And you know what? If you're wrong, you're wrong. But I guarantee you 98% of the time, maybe 90% now, because you're just coming into this, you're not going to be wrong. Right? This is the universe telling you you need to kind of roll with this and test it out. I do feel like there's something going on in your life, either personally for yourself or with someone close to you, that you know either someone's lying, someone's cheating, someone's not being honest. Like, you have this, but you don't have proof. You don't have, and we talk about this all the time. Sorry, I saw new names. Where we give me a second, because I looked over and read something and I lost my thought. We talk about this all the time, where it's like this inner conflict all the time, where you don't have tangible proof. So if you, just for example, okay, let's make it easy. Your boyfriend, you know he's cheating on you, you just know. But you don't have any proof. You don't have anyone telling you. You have no photo. Like, there is nothing other than the fact that you know this is going on. So when you confront the person, him, he's going to be like, oh, what are you talking about? You're crazy, right? In the next couple of weeks, this is you practicing going with that intuition to the point where you would end that relationship based on what you know intuitively. And it's going to take you a long time to get there. So I feel like this is just telling you, this is a reinforcement of what we talked about last week, right? What we're going to work on in September and going forward. And this is you learning to get used to those intuitive hits. I use this example all the time. Say, 15 of your friends are hanging out and they introduce a new person to the group named Bob, and they all love him. They think he's so awesome. And he hasn't done anything to you, and he seems really nice and friendly. But inside your head, you're hearing felon or bad or something. And, this would be you being polite, removing yourself from the situation, and then later on telling your friends there's something wrong with Bob, right? I love Nitrous. Welcome. Nut Slap. Wolf Sifi. Yeah, so you just come in and your name goes on the list. And then if we call your name and you don't want a reading, you can say pass. And if you're newer, you don't have to wait as long. It depends on how many people we have in here. I appreciate you wanting to be respectful. Some new people don't, and I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. As her mama, yes, she does have that ability to just know. I think so. All of us have this. Don't get it confused, especially in this community. But this is something different that we're talking about here. This is actual clairvoyance. This is so intense that you almost can't go against it. And this is what you're being prepared for. All right. I told you your energy matches mine very much. And when I first connected with you, that's why I was like, whoa, like, how old is this person? Because we got to work on like focus items and things like that. And we will do that. Just practice in the next 2 weeks. You have some homework going with your gut. Okay. And seeing how things unfold. Also, if you know something intuitively, but don't have proof, talk to the person or whoever is involved about it, right? Don't feel uncomfortable doing that. You're in your power when you're receiving these downloads. It's such a powerful, beautiful thing when you know how to work with it. It's really cool, right? Because I'll sit there a lot of the time and just think, liar, full of shit, poop, liar, full of poop. But I'll be like, oh, really? Oh my God. I barely call anyone out. I give them enough rope to undo themselves, right? The whole time knowing they're going to do that. So who's next? You're welcome. Aspen, hello.
Okay, Aspen, I'll put you on the list. If you're new, I'll slide you up with Wolf and however you say it, Wolf and suffice. And
Wolf and I love.
What you know me and the way I talk. Do Lotus because she's next, and the 2 new people, I'll slide you in. I love them. I know you've been in there before, haven't you? And let me know
seen that. Yeah, I've never seen that name, but it could.
But let me know if you're new too, and I'll try to sneak you guys in a little sooner.
Yes, Aspen, you're already on it.
I put you on the list as soon as you come in, and then as I call your name, you can let me know if you want one or not.
Try to make it really simple because I do want people to become familiar with the channel and what I do, but also because it's cool. I like what I do. She wants to connect soon. So my little guy starts school September 3rd. I'll need about a week to catch up with what I'm doing. After that, I will schedule some videos sessions with you and your daughter. We need mom to be there as well because she is a minor. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate all the donations, guys. And I love nitrous. Then good. Then you were led here, and that's perfectly okay. You're more than welcome. Wolf, it tends to do that. People come in here all the time, and they're like, I have no idea like who you are or what you're doing, but I was led into this stream, and then they usually never leave. Latro, hey yo.
Yo, Latro.
Whoa. All right. So we have Lotus's card. Foggy Bog, the card of patience. Card number 18. Miss Pixie says you found a wonderful group of people. I really did. Like, you guys are this chat is so amazing. I've never had anyone honestly come in here and say they've had problems. Like, the only thing I ever hear in emails and text messages are, where did you find these people? It's like they somehow found me, and I'm so blessed. Lotus, the fog in the forest is so dense you can't see your hands in front of your face. You take a step forward, the soil is soft and spongy. You realize that you are standing in a bog, and to go forward is to risk sinking deeper into the mud. The best strategy is to be still and wait for the fog to lift. The message of this card is to be quiet and be still. The time is not right to go forward now. It's hard to see what lies ahead, and the truth of things may not be as they initially appear. Events that seem one way may, in fact, be completely different. Just as the egret exhibits great patience as he waits for a fish to emerge, so too must you be still and allow the truth to emerge. In this state of obscured visibility, your imagination can surge forward and spark your intuition. If you can wait long enough, your sixth sense will be ignited. Listen to your inner yearnings and pay attention to those seemingly random thoughts. Water represents emotions, feelings, and the subconscious. When the water becomes condensed as fog, it obscures the true shape of things. We can't see clearly the way we can in the light. If we move forward, we risk getting caught in acidic, waterlogged soil and decaying plant matter. Heed the warnings here to not allow unexamined emotions to overwhelm your growth. Have patience. Wait until the fog lifts before taking action. The truth will emerge in time. You just need to go deeper and follow your intuition. Thank you, Mr. Mark. Yay. So, all right. Lotus, this card, and it is a little it's a little weird for me because I know that in the readings, I've been reading for you month by month for years, quite a few of you. And I know it's like full steam ahead, go, go, go. But in the next week or two, there's something here that I feel like you're not, it's not really that you're not seeing it clearly. It's that you're not understanding why something happened. And I feel like there's either a person or maybe people around you who are also pretending that they don't understand when they know full well they know the full truth. So here's the thing. If you're unsure, if something feels strange, don't go forward. Give it 2 weeks and you will understand exactly what that intuitive hit was that was like, no, wait a minute. Like, don't dive headfirst into anything. Don't sign. We're in a retrograde, guys, so we shouldn't be signing any major contracts, making any major purchases anyways, particularly the fire signs this time around. Be patient in everything you do and with everyone you deal with to the best of your ability. You know, nobody's perfect, but I do feel like this card is the universe really testing your patience. I feel like here's the scenario that I'm seeing. You're presented with some idea or some story, something. Intuitively, you know what's missing. You know that something's not being said, but you don't want to come out and just say it, right? So you keep it inside and you're waiting for the other person to come clean about it or to bring this up, and they don't. So you can be polite and go along with this anyway, knowing the full truth and it's not everything it seems to be. Or you can be like, you know what, let me think about it. Give it 2 weeks. The person is going to reveal, or the situation, whichever it is, going to definitely reveal itself. And then you can make an informed decision with all of the information. Someone is definitely keeping something from you. I feel like it's being kept kind of in a way so that like it doesn't hurt you or bother you. Or I'm kind of hearing, so she won't say no. Like somebody wants you to do something for them or with them. I am seeing a signed paper. I don't know how that fits in here. And they're purposefully leaving out particular pieces of information because they know that if you know the whole truth, you might not be on board, right? So they're purposefully doing this where they are keeping something from you. Whew, that was, I guess, a chill. Oh, Wolf's excited. I love it.
Sorry about that. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Josephine, are you still here?
She's here. She's on a lag.
We're going to do Josephine. Then we're going to fit Wolf in. And then we'll do a couple more. Then I'll fit Aspen in. And then if I love Turbo, whatever.
Nitrous.
Turbo. I'm so goofy. I don't know why. And then we'll slide them in since it's been a while.
All right. Josephine, I'm using the Goddess Power Oracle. Yes, I just ate a whole bowl of watermelon, so don't be surprised if I have to go to the bathroom a couple times to go pee-pee. All right, so Josephine, in the reverse, you got card number 39, the card of Nike, and it is the card of ambition. I just understood something. So they have the Nike Goddess pack on Fortnite. Nike was a goddess. By the way, Miss Pixie, thank you so much. My son has been begging me to buy him skins and stuff for Fortnite on his Switch because it's a separate account from what's on the PlayStation, because I don't remember his, I just kind of made the email and password for him to get him out of my hair and I never wrote it down. And I'm not paying for two different things. So I'm like, I'm not getting you skins for both, dude. Like, you've got to use the PlayStation. So because I didn't have the passwords, he had to put the V-Bucks you bought him on the Switch. But now he has 2,800 V-Bucks to get as many skins as he wants on the Switch. So thank you for that. And the shirt was gorgeous. And of course, the Squishmallow. I love these things. I am so starting a collection. Look at him. So this is Melzy. So adorable. They're so soft. All right, Josephine. So you got it in the reverse. Are you so determined to win right now that you're running like a racehorse with blinders on her eyes? Beware of unbridled ambition, Josephine, and the strident need to win. You may have become influenced only by your wants and forgot to ask yourself if what you want is for your highest good, for the highest good. Perhaps the job you want so badly won't be good for you, or that unavailable partner you're so determined to be with will never love you back. Nike gives you the alignment task now of getting real with yourself. Josephine, comparing yourself with others may trigger jealousy and envy. It's time to step out of this race and recognize that you are where you need to be. Your life is a marathon, not a sprint to your next goal. Your only competition is with yourself. So choose now how you want to feel about your life and who you want to become. Then take baby steps toward your highest intentions. Cheer others on who are successful, learn from them, and help those who are struggling. You can learn from them too. Your place in the world is assured. So remember that however long it takes you to live your life to its fullest is perfect. Yeah, there is no time. Remember, the universe and source are on an eternal timeline. They're not on a Gregorian calendar. They're not like, oh, okay, so today is August, what is it, 9th? Today is August 9th. And like they're just not like they're on an eternal timeline that they're thinking years for them is like, years for them is like seconds to us, right? They pass like this. Josephine, I feel like number one, if you were or are in a toxic romantic situation or relationship, you have to understand that this person is not going to change. And if they do, they're not going to change for you. And I'm not trying to be harsh or mean or rude. I know that hurts. That is the message that's coming in. This person is not interested in loving you properly. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. I do see maybe a third party situation, possibly in a romantic setting. So this person's already moved on to someone else, even if they're still talking to and or living with you. I believe, and I am 98% sure that what they're showing me is that you are being cheated on, or you're dealing with someone who's in a relationship and they're hiding it from you or lying to you about it, right? Oh, we haven't slept together in years. We're about to get a divorce. Yeah, right. I don't know if I could do that on YouTube, but I just did. Another thing here is like, stop comparing yourself to other people. And this isn't a judgment or an indictment, because I do it all the time. I will pick myself apart. Like when I first turned on the camera, I'm like, oh my gosh, my counselor was right. I gained a lot of weight. Here we go again, right? But that kind of perspective about oneself doesn't help. So don't compare yourself to where other people are, because nobody else has lived your exact life. Josephine, count your blessings. Be proud of who you are and how far you've come. And do not settle or lower yourself for toxic relationships where the other person isn't willing to be emotionally available and intellectually mature and emotionally mature. There's literally no future in this. This person clearly is trying to use you. If this doesn't, on the off chance this doesn't pertain to a romantic situation, there is someone who is trying to use you for their own gain. I'm hearing like, easy pickings, kind of like you're in a vulnerable spot right now. Pull yourself out of that. And the one thing I can tell you, my mentor told me that I took very seriously, and my life kind of changed a little bit because of it. Do not ever take advice from someone who doesn't have what you want. I'm not going to ask my landscaper about how I should write my next book. I'm not going to ask my mentor how I should do my makeup. He's an author, right? So make sure you're speaking to the right people. I'm so glad you guys are excited. That's so cool.
Okay, go ahead and do Wolf.
Okay.
And then we'll do Blue Crossroads.
All righty. Wolf, I am going to use the Halloween Oracle for you. Guys, don't forget my newest book. Well, one of my two newest books, Gone Mysterious Disappearances, Volume 3, as well as Campfire Stories, Volume 3. Available Kindle, paperback, and Audible on Amazon. If you don't remember the name of the book, just type in Gemma Jade books. I'm hype. Hey, Roger. Yes, Scout, thank you. Scott says, hi, Josephine. We're sending you lots of peace, love, and light. Absolutely. Oh, and guys, so my cousin's goddaughter's sister, the girl that was missing, and I kept posting, like, this is my family. She was found safe and sound. She had run away, which we all kind of knew. But yeah, so thank you for sharing, whoever did. Thank you, Scout. Yeah, I've got about 13 or 14 books out now, but I just released 2 in the last week and a half. All right. Wolf. Wolf Sci-Fi. Is that how it's pronounced? Steven, tell me if this card doesn't come out every time I use this. I think I've pulled this card in my 4.5-year run more than I've ever pulled any card. It's not a bad card. It comes up every time. All right. So, Wolf, you got Barmbrook, sweetness, and synergy. Okay. Wolf sci-fi. Got it. Barmbrook. A pea, a cloth, a coin, a ring, and stick within a loaf of speckled sweetness. Slice it and eat it, a glimpse of my fate's completeness. Not quite a cake and not quite a bread. Barmbrook is a sweet loaf larger than a typical bread loaf, baked with flour, sugar, salt, and dried fruits such as raisins. The making of Barmbrook is an Irish tradition that still stands around Samhain. The person baking the loaf would be sure to set the intention for love, truth, and synergy whilst preparing it. Inside the dough, a number of special objects are hidden and baked into the loaf. The objects are used as a kind of random oracle. Each one has a particular meaning which represents the fate of the person who found it in their slice. The traditional objects include a coin, a pea, a stick, a ring, and a small piece of cloth like muslin. Some other additions made in more modern times were religious medals. Should your slice of the brack contain a coin, this would indicate prosperity and good luck. The pea, unfortunately, meant that no marriage would occur for you that year, yet finding the ring meant that marriage was certain. The stick, to be avoided at all costs, indicated disputes and unhappiness, and finding the cloth meant bad luck and little money ahead. Area 51. When you pull the Barmbrook card, it indicates a curiosity to know what is ahead, but it's important to balance that with the now. After all, we have the tools to change our future should we choose. The sweet synergy of Barmbrook, all the ingredients, including the objects, are more complete and powerful together than they are individually, should encourage you to seek your own sweet spot. I do feel, so I'm getting a couple of messages here. The first one, Wolf, is it's like, stop rushing. Take your time. There's something here. I feel like you're kind of, you may not even be like actively doing anything, but like in your head, I'm seeing you like, hold on a minute. Like you're thinking faster than you can move. And then you're wondering why you're not where you're supposed to be. Like I have a 10-year plan, right? So I'm not upset that I'm not at what I planned year 9 because I know I'm only in year 2. I feel like you have so much that you want to do and that you want to accomplish. I feel like lately you've probably undergone some kind of big significant change in your life or just spiritually in your head. Something big has changed within you. Okay. And it could be due to your outside circumstances or not. But now it's like you have this new zest for, I don't know if it's for life or a new zeal for something. And I feel like if you take your time and really think this through, so say, I don't know, you decide that you want to move across the country. You think it's a great idea and you know you're going to be fine. You know, make sure that, and that's just an example, whatever this is that you really, really want to do, you know you can do, you're taking steps to do it. Please make sure you do not cut corners, okay? Make sure that you very carefully and slowly build up to doing this. Like, if I live in New Jersey, so say you were here and you wanted to move to California, you can't just say, okay, driving to California now. And, you know, you have to make sure you have enough money. You have to make sure. This is basically saying, make sure that anything big that you're thinking of doing, you plan out to the letter. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, in the next couple of weeks, an opportunity will present itself. Another thing that I'm seeing here is I feel like you may be asking the wrong person or the wrong people for advice. I feel someone around you who in your face is like really happy for you and excited and kind of cheering you on. But behind your back, there's this, I don't know if it's envy or if it's just they don't really want to see you doing good. It's got to be envy, right? Because they're looking at you like, who does he think he is? That's exactly what I'm hearing in my head. And I feel like deep down inside, you may know who this person is, but you don't want to admit it. I would just say, like I always do, there's a snake in your grass. Another thing I'm hearing, which I don't hear often, is like you've got some luck coming in. And I don't believe in luck because I feel like we make our own luck. We manifest, you know, what we manifest by our intentions and our thoughts. But I do feel like there's something in the next, I would say give it a month to 2 months, okay? An opportunity like of a lifetime is coming in. But if you're not paying close attention to the details, if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not acting on your intuition, listening to those little intuitive hits, this opportunity might pass you by. And I feel like it's going to be a devastating loss if this happens, if you don't. So, okay, pay attention to details. We're in a retrograde, no signing any contracts, no legal contracts, nothing. If you absolutely must sign something, make sure that you have a lawyer on hand or you read every single word of it, okay? Otherwise, don't do it. Don't make any major purchases because you will regret spending, $100K on a car. I'm just making that example. There's like something, if you make any big purchases, you will regret them later. If, another thing also, I want you to really pay attention to how you feel around the people you're close to. The vibe of somebody being envious of you, of something you've gained, accomplished, achieved. It could even just be inner peace. I don't know your deal. If you feel off, that is your spirit team telling you to stay away from this person. This person, it's not that they're out to sabotage you, but they would if given the chance. They're going to be giving you the wrong advice. They're going to tell you not to take this opportunity. They're going to tell you all the reasons why you shouldn't. They're a Debbie freaking Downer, man. So please, anything that you do, even driving your car, in the next 2 weeks, it's very important that you don't cut corners. You don't I'm even hearing don't speed. So I don't know, honestly, I'd be very careful while driving in the next 2 weeks. But other than that, I see a really abundant time coming for you in the next couple of months. By Halloween, this should be coming into focus for you. Well, I'm not saying there is a legal thing. I was just saying don't sign any contracts, particularly legal documents. And if you absolutely have to, make sure you read all the fine print. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so if you don't drive, I don't either. Watch who you get into a car with. Just be careful. You don't want to get in a car with someone who's drunk driving or someone who, doesn't obey the speed limit. I know this sounds a little bit simple and silly, but it's your team giving me the messages. It's not me. So it does mean something. And as the weeks progress, I promise you, I'm 1,000,000% confident that everything I said will start to come into play. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, Gemma said that. Guaranteed. Who's next? Do you believe in karma rather than luck? Okay, so let me answer I Love Nitrous' question. Gemma, do you believe in karma rather than luck? Really been knocking on wood a lot lately. Just want to hear your thoughts. So I knock on wood too, but that's just because I'm so used to doing it, right? I do not believe in luck. And I believe in karma. What's up, Tim? Well, I'm sorry, I Love. Give me a second. No, Wolf, you'll be okay. Just make sure that you wear your seatbelt and know the person that's driving. That's all. These are not meant to be negative messages to make you nervous or worried. It's basically just telling you to be more careful in whatever situation you're in. The car ride just happened to pop into my head, so that's what I use. So you're going to be fine. So I'm just going to call you Nitrous. So Nitrous, I don't believe in luck at all. I believe we manifest everything. I believe our best lives, the best we can see ourselves, which is how we charted ourselves, is right there. It's right there out of our reach. We just have to manifest it and put the steps behind it. As far as karma, I don't believe in karma the way a lot of people believe in it. So what I understand from my spirit team of karma is throughout lifetimes, okay? Karma is you didn't learn this lesson in this lifetime, so you are now going to have to repeat this same painful episode over and over again in your next incarnation. To me, that's karmic. I feel like there's the darkness and there's the light, and we are of the light. We have to work hard and manifest and work with source and work with the universe and God, if that's what you believe. If not, that's fine. The source, the universe, we have to work with our team to get to where we want to be, because we have life charts that we wrote while in the fifth dimension with spirit. So our soulmates, our one twin flame, our whole team was there. And you said, I'm going to be Nitrous in this life, and this is where I want to be by the time I'm 35, 40, 50. Most people don't start following that until they're much older. But once you get on course with that, that's when things really start to fall into place. And that is a contract signed by God or by the universe, by source, whatever you want to call it. When there's darkness, when you're a dark spirit, you are immediately reincarnated. You're immediately reborn. You don't go to the other side. You don't get to disconnect. There's no peace. You don't have spirit guides, guardian angels. You have no connection to source or God. You're just a lost soul. And unfortunately, because this world belongs to, if you want to call it devil, the evil, they're always getting what they want like this without having to work at it usually. But that's because they have their own kind of ingrained soul contract with the darkness. So I know I went off on a tangent there, but it's important, I guess, because that's what was channeled to me for everyone. But yes, luck, I do not believe in. I believe in manifestation. So if I'm always focusing, this is the one thing for me, money, I'm always broke. But if I say out loud, I'm always broke, and I keep saying, how am I going to pay these bills? The universe will take that energy and bounce it back to you and say, I don't know, how are you going to pay your bill? But if you're like, I'm abundant, the money's coming, the money's going to come, the universe is like, oh, the money's coming, and will bounce it to you. Once you can really come to terms and be comfortable that that is what's happening, and it's super hard, you will live your best life. And I promise you. Oh, you're so welcome, Miss Lotus. I feel like I'm for you. Like, I'm tired of you being patient. Like, I don't want you to be patient anymore. You put up with enough poop. Yeah, no problem, Nitrous. You're absolutely welcome. So who's next? Because we have some new people really excited, and I know our regulars are too.
Well, here's the list. Blue is next, then Mark, then Aspen, then I'll do a couple more people, then another new person.
All right, Blue, I'm going to use Halloween for you as well. Yeah, like, I'm angry for you. Like, how dare you tell me to be patient? All right, Blue, this is Halloween. Now that we got Barnbrack on the way, it's probably going to be Hearth, because that's the other one that comes out constantly. Anyone who came in while I was channeling and I didn't see you, I do apologize, but welcome. Oh, you got the owl. Wise seeing and wise action. That's my spirit animal. Silent, winged, and wise, all-seeing creature of the night. Show me the way. I will follow you in flight. Where's Melissa Nicole? Where's Smoochie? Where are my peeps? Owls have for thousands of years been part of folklore and have been considered a special or sacred animal. With their huge forward-facing eyes and otherworldly appearance, they have been seen as both wise and as harbingers of the supernatural. There are many hundreds of species of owls, and almost all are nocturnal and carnivorous. Interestingly, they all have specially designed feathers that enable them to fly silently at night, giving them an incredible hunting advantage, sort of like having a stealth mode. You know all about that, right, Blue? Divine, what's up, girl? Rainwater, hello. Many deities were said to be able to change into owls, and perhaps the most famous was the Greek goddess Athena, who was famous for her strategy and intelligence. To this very day, the capital city of Greece, Athens, has Athena's owl as its symbol. I've always wanted to go to Greece. Should the hooting owl come looking for you this Halloween, it indicates the need for wise counsel or further information before you make a decision. Considered action is warranted. Think before you act emotionally, and ensure you think strategically, not impulsively. So, Blue, for you, Nitrous, right? I love my birthday, Christmas, and Halloween. You always think intellectually, right? And I feel like you are an extremely reasonable, rational human being. And I love that about you. That is one of the things I love most about Blue Crossroads, is that if I am being irrational, I can message you and you will honestly tell me, like, do you want to think that through again, because you sound irrational, right? And I'm okay with you saying that, because I trust your guidance and your judgment, and I care for you. There's something going on here, though. I'm getting all teary-eyed. There's like a lot of emotion here. Usually that's when Sean is here. There's something here, though, that I feel like you're going into it with more emotion, whatever this is, than you normally would. And that's not a bad thing. But the universe is saying, I'm seeing you kind of overreacting, and then like emotionally, and then immediately regretting it and being like, why did I do that? This is the universe forewarning you, right? You are wise. You know better than to act on emotion. Wait to see the facts. Wait to hear all of it, right? Sit patiently, like I said to Lotus, hey, Smoochie girl, and just wait it out for all of the information to come before you make an informed decision. There's something here in the next couple of weeks. Be very careful you don't impulsively act on emotion. It could destroy a relationship, a friendship. It could really seriously damage something in your life. And I feel like being forewarned, you're going to be just fine, because I know you and you're going to think about this now the minute you go to emotionally react. And I feel like that's why Spirit is giving you this message. There's some information coming in that is not right. It's wrong. It's missing pieces. And I feel like it's going to probably be painful. I'm feeling hurt, like, oh, like my heart is crushed. But what you're hearing is only like part of it. And once you get all of the pieces, when you're patient and you speak to the person or the people involved and they explain and you understand, then it's going to be like, whew, I am so glad I didn't tell this person to go F off or something like that, right? So just keep being divinely you and do not act out of emotion, particularly in the next 2 weeks. To the new people, thank you so much for being so patient. I do talk a lot, but it's what I do. I do appreciate your patience. A lot of people will come in and be excited about a reading and then be like, I don't feel like waiting to listen to her talk, and they leave. I appreciate you. I see you. Who's next?
Her rambling's the best part of it. That's why I'm here.
You said yes, dear.
Mark is next. Then new person, Aspen.
Okay.
Then Edna.
All right. Mark, I'm going to use Aether Creatures. I cannot stand the woman that created this deck, Teal Swan, but it is a good deck. After I read for Aspen, guys, I have to use the little girl's room. But I'll be right back. All right. This is for Mark Holstead. You got the Schooner in the reverse, card number 10. Let's see what that means. Hello. Okay, here we go. Mark, if the Schooner has come to you in reverse, you are giving away too much. You are headed in the direction of depletion if you're not already there. When this happens, picture other people and circumstances and things taking away vital pieces of you at the mental, emotional, and physical level, not caring about the negative impact it's having on you. How could you prevent this? How could you become nourished, whole, vital, and fortified instead? How could you ensure that you were added to instead of taken away from? The Schooner in reverse indicates that you may be giving away things that are not in alignment with giving away. Chances are that you have established yourself in the situation as the person to be used as a resource and the person to quote unquote get things from. As a result, you may feel you have people or commitments in your life that are leeching off of you or using you. They could also be meeting their own needs to your detriment or acting in their own best interests and not your own. In this case, your perception is correct. You will need to quote unquote fill up your cup. What could you do that would give you energy? What replenishes you? What specifically is hurting you to give away or to have taken away? Once you are feeling replenished, what do you want to do about the things in your life, the people, circumstances, commitments, things, etc., that are currently or maybe chronically depleting you? For example, a person might constantly give and give in order to put people in the position of owing them, which feels like a higher and therefore safer social position to be in. Be brave enough to see what you might be getting out of letting this continue. Hello, Russ. If you're in here, you are definitely on the list. Okay, Sir Mark, here's the deal. You have some not so great people around you. And I do feel like there's a part of you, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will in the next couple of weeks, that does feel like you're always the one either reaching out, initiating the conversation, or giving. Are you like a person that like someone borrows something from you and they know they don't have to give it back because you're too polite to ever mention it? I do feel, I know you have physical illness, and I'm not taking away from that. So please don't think that that's what I'm saying. It's your team saying this. A lot of the physical things that are ailing you, the smaller things, like maybe being tired all the time or being in a bad mood when there's seemingly no reason for it. This is because you are surrounded by either an energy vampire, and I do feel like there's more than one though, where it's like, you're just like, okay, here to just like get them away from you. Or someone's like, well, if you do this for me, I'll do that for you. And then you do your part and they're like, what are you talking about? You're not around good people. And I've gotten this a lot. I feel like it's like where you live, there's just not good, there's some, but there's not a lot of good people around you. And I feel like you being who you are trying to be friendly and, neighborly to these people, and they're only going to be nice back to you to take advantage of you. So what the universe is saying is, in the next week or two, or for the next week or two at least, focus on Mark and start saying no. No is a complete sentence. And if someone can't handle you saying no, because the act of saying no in and of itself isn't unkind, right? I could have $10 million. I don't have to give you $1 just because I have 10 million. I mean, I could give it to you if I want to, but I am not obligated to. And I feel like that's what people don't understand, right? When you give, you're giving out of the kindness of your heart, whether it's $1 or 10 million. Some people are really depleting your energy simply because you're going out of your way or just being kind in general and polite. And I feel like even people talking badly about you behind your back is spiritually affecting you right now because of all of your physical ailments. They are depleted. They're depleted already because of your physical illnesses. Please, in the next week or two, focus only on you. Like, I'm serious. Practice saying no. If you get a weird feeling about someone, don't talk to them. You don't have to say good morning. You don't have to talk to anyone. Do you know what I'm saying? You've got this. Just focus on you and know that you are good enough to stand alone if the people around you are pieces of poop. So, Wolf Sci-Fi, I actually do. If you want to email me, I will check them after stream. Ghostdragonzw will put my email in the chat. And yeah, I do full-blown generals, remote generals, which would be you just paying me, and then I do a reading, 7 to 10 cards, and send you a link that only you and I can see. I do more in-depth one-on-ones through video for an hour or an hour and a half, where you can ask questions as I pull cards. And we can talk pricing and stuff once you email me. Every once in a while, I'll run a special, but I'm not doing those right now because I really need money. Okay, so Aspen is next, and then I'm going to use the bathroom. Aspen, are you, and I hate even asking this question in 2024, don't be offended, I'm old. Do you identify as male, female? It's just easier for me to read the energy. I'm getting an idea, but I don't want to assume. You know who else isn't here? Julie Girl isn't here. Okay, that's what I thought, because the yay, but I need to make sure. I'm going to use the Oracle of the Divine Circus. Thank you, Blue Crossroads. Thank you, Ghostdragonzw. No, Nutslap, Aspen, I wasn't sure if it was like a first name or if the person maybe lived in Aspen. Like, you never know, right? Where's Batmom? Jules? They all ditched us. They'll be in. All right, guys, don't forget to watch my shorts. I know they may not make a lot of sense to a lot of you, but my shorts are the way they are because I like to be silly and goofy and fun and funny. And that's why I do a lot of the skits. I got 40,000 views on one short. And like my videos, I get like 90 views. So it was pretty cool. All right, Aspen, let's see what we got. Come on, Spirit. Make it a good one. I am. I'm actually very silly. A lot of people in my real life don't believe that. Okay, girl, you got rah, rah, rah. Card number 10. It takes a lot of courage to leave the darkness behind and embrace the light. Aspen, to step into the light means that you give up attachment to drama, the stories of suffering, and the pain of the past. You don't deny your struggles or your pain, but you know it is possible to let it go in favor of trust, reassurance, comfort, and commitment to what holds meaning for you again and again and again, for as often as need be until you are free. Sometimes the courage of stepping into the light means a willingness to set aside the mental anguish and say, quote, today I just choose to trust that everything is going to work out according to a higher and unconditionally loving divine plan that has my best interest at heart, end quote. It means that you acknowledge what you have gone through without needing to keep score. It means that you're willing to pay more attention to what is happening in this moment and to believe wholeheartedly that the universe is working with you and for you, never against you. Like the sun cracking through the night to bring the dawn of a new day, the oracle of Ra 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 is your divine wake-up call. Aspen, your dark days are numbered and your time in the divine spotlight, it's on you now. Be willing to shine your light, even if no one else around you seems to understand, acknowledge, or recognize it at first, or even for a long time or forever. You are brave enough to shine true with or without others holding your hand and encouraging you. So maybe others need to find their way to you so they can help you or be helped by your light. For that to happen, you are going to need to stand in the dark and shine with trust, patience, and courage. If you've been in the dark, so to speak, for a while, you might find it hard to trust in the light at first. You might worry that the goodness won't last and that it's better to be pessimistic now than disappointed later. These are tricks of darkness. Do not ever believe in them. Aspen, trust in the power of light within you and don't be afraid to let it shine bright. So I can resonate with this card, right? I have someone in my life who never tells me they're proud of me. They never tell me I look pretty. They never tell me, hey, 6 years ago, you were 86 pounds, drug addicted and homeless. And look at you now, you're a best-selling author. I can't be me around this person. And I feel like this one person is the only person, right? But it's a big deal because I'm very, very close with them. I feel like this has happened to you, where you have been conditioned to not be who you truly are. In some way, shape, or form. What I had to do, and I'm using myself as an example because it will help you. What I had to do, so my pseudonym is Gemma Jade. I have a real government name. I consider Gemma my higher self, my better me, right? The person I'm trying and I strive every day to become and to be. I had to say goodbye to that person in the past without judgment, without guilt or shame. Just, I had to let her go and say, I love you. Thank you for how you've helped me. And I let it go. I have no guilt. I have no shame. I have no regrets because every single thing that I did or that was done to me brought me here. And I am aligned with my path now, no matter how things turn out. And this is where the universe is leading you. Okay. This radical acceptance that you are in control of everything that happens to you. In some way, shape, or form. In some way, shape, or form, you have planted a seed that led to either the bad or the good. The universe wants you in the next few weeks to learn the lessons. So, me as an example again, with this person, I have learned not to share any happiness, not to share any sadness, not to emotionally react to how they treat me. I've learned to only speak in facts. I've learned to not let this person affect me moving forward and going on in my life, no matter what they say or do. I don't let the trolls get to me. It's a learning and growing process. So in the next week or two, what I want you to do is really consider where you are. Look back at some of the bad things that have happened to you, the stuff that really stays with you, and understand why you had to go through that. That doesn't mean it's your fault. Just understand why you, when you charted and wrote your own path in the fifth dimension, why you would have put yourself through that. Where are you now? How far have you come? I'm just feeling this sense of pride, like the universe, your spirit team wants you to understand how proud they are of you and how proud you should be of yourself. I'm just seeing it's hard to explain, but it's just like, yes, I'm so proud of her. I feel like you don't hear that enough. And I feel like even if you would hear it, you don't really believe it. And that's a dark night of the soul. That's pain. That's suffering. The universe is telling you, if you can look back and learn those lessons, you are going to step right out of the dark night of the soul and into awakening. And this particular awakening is extremely important, Aspen, because this is your aligning with your divine chart. This is going to put you exactly where you are meant to be, right on time. Don't listen to the trolls. Don't listen to the naysayers. Do not allow any negativity to affect your spirit. It may affect it immediately, like when a troll calls me fat, old, ugly, slutty, hoary, stupid, B-word, crooked teeth, big ears, ugly eyes. All these things I hear about myself. Start a gas leak in your house and make sure the windows are closed. For a second, it affects me. And I'm like, oh my God, like, why would somebody say that? But then I remember that, like, I'm good with me. I'm happy where I am. And these people are miserable. The universe wants you to stop taking on these characteristics of what other people are putting on you. Anyone can call you anything. That doesn't mean you are those things, right? And I feel like you've been conditioned to go along to get along. And the universe had enough of you doing that. Okay? You need shut up. You need to really take the reins in your life, because opportunity after opportunity has been missed because you focus on the negative things people say. And that's so easy to do. Again, it's not a judgment. Aspen, I didn't particularly kind of reach for that. If you come in next week or whenever you come in, make sure you ask in the beginning. One thing I can say is that I do see something unstable in your life. I don't know if it's a romantic relationship or not. And I feel like that's where a lot of the negativity and or conflict is coming from. Either you have different ideas about where you should be in life or what you should be doing, or like there's some resistance from this person. And if you don't see that now, you will. There's got to be something deep down inside of you that knows that this person is not your forever person. Life with Bobby, the resonating, right? They may be a good person for now, but I feel like as you move into awakening, you are definitely going to have to leave some people behind, possibly this person. I don't get a good vibe off of them. Again, with one card, it's hard to tell, and I didn't reach for that from the beginning. But yeah, I think, yeah, well, if you're asking about it, it's a problem, but I do not see that this is like your person, not even a soulmate. I do feel like they're either energetically, spiritually, maybe mentally, physically, hopefully not physically, they're taking from you in some way. And they are a big part of why you're not where you should be already by now. Again, not a judgment. You're coming into this. I have to pee so bad. Aspen, in the next couple of weeks, practice saying no. Practice telling yourself, sometimes I have to look in the mirror after I get those things from the trolls and be like, you are a badass bitch, Gemma Jade. And then I'm like, and I look at myself and like make myself feel better. You don't have any issues. That is wonderful. But let me just tell you, once you start moving into this higher place in your life, just make sure the person is on the same page, because there's something with this person you're with that isn't vibing. So it may be something to come. Like once you step into this new space, they may not understand it. And there could be some conflict there. I don't see like third party or anything like that. Guys, I will be right back. Miss Ashley, welcome. I had to cover my belly.
I don't know why she just doesn't blink out. But anyways, hello everybody. Hello, daughter of mine. It's okay. You'll get through this, baby doll. Next will be Edna, then Scout. Then we're going to do I Love Nitrous. And then we'll go back to who were pretty much on point. So I hope everybody is having a wonderful evening. I want to thank everybody that joined me Wednesday night. Had a good time. I'll be here tomorrow night at midnight for Gemma's replays. So don't forget. Remember Gemma's books, the 2 new ones, Gone 3 and Campfires 3. Check those out. Yeah, I keep telling her. I know she had drinks there. She's pretty good about keeping them around her, so hopefully she'll do that, Chris. But blue. Sorry. I know. Well, he's caught on the other side of the world and craziness is going on. You'll be okay. I take it mom got home safe. Yeah, we're going to talk family here for a second. I take it mom got home safe because I haven't heard anything from Giles. So, and I know you're missing Becca. I know. Yes, you did. I know. Yeah, I figured you are. I'd miss her too. I miss you guys. Well, Nitrous should be coming up here and about 3 people. And then Rust I'll slide in here pretty soon too. I've been trying to do 2 on list and 2 new person. So they should be on here pretty soon. She is back, so I'm going to shut back up. And your next person is dear Aunt Edna. Okay.
All right. Oh no. Oh, here it is. So if for some reason, Wolf, you don't see their readings, you can always come back and watch later, but I'll try to get through them. I myself am a bit spiritually drained. Thank you, Blue Crossroads, lately. So yeah, and let's use gentle creatures. New Englander Roadie is here for divining, yes or no questions only. If you have questions for him, at him, please. Hello, Evil Grim. And he wants to know. He's been doing this for about 3 or 4 weeks now, and he said, if I answered a yes or no question for you in the past, was I accurate? You know, that's really important for people like us, for oracles and for seers and readers, to get that validation. Because if I'm not accurate, I need to know so that I can figure out if there's something I'm missing in my connection. Or so New Englander Roadie, if he's been on point, please let him know. It's really important for us. At him so he knows you're talking to him. And if you have a yes or no question, at him. And okay, so Blue Crossroads says yes. Aunt Edna says yes. I trust you completely. All right, let me try to move through these a tiny bit quicker for you guys. And then you got passed. These cards are so adorable. Okay, look how cute. Along the way in life, we are gifted so many things. Here on a tandem bike ride, one friend looks ahead to keep both riders on track. The other looks behind to see what's behind them. He is greeted by the sight of a friendly bird hurrying to catch up with them. When we remember to examine our surroundings, what amazing things we find. It is all well and good to focus on the future, but we should never forget friends and experiences from the past. The question you might want to ask yourself with this card are, what lessons from my past can help me right now? And or who am I forgetting from my past that could possibly help me in my current situation? I am. I know I am. Thank you, Netter. Wolf, yes or no questions? Yes, he does. And he is on point. Evil Grim, you are very welcome. I don't remember that. Oh, I know who you are now. Okay, let me get through this reading. So pedal toward the future, but always consider what is behind you. Buried in the past are small treasures of memories and people who will still be there for you. Evil Grim, can you please text me? I wanted to talk to you about that. Until September, I don't have any time, but I did get some info from your cousin for you. I just haven't had the opportunity to text you. So, all right, Aunt Edna. Yeah, I do feel like someone is coming in from the past. I feel like it's a joyous occasion. So it's not someone like you ghosted, or it's like you kind of just either disconnected or you just haven't spoke in a while. But I feel like it's like a long while for some reason. And I'm like really happy, like, oh my God, I can't believe I haven't seen you so long. That type of energy. So that's good. And I feel like right now, you really are doing exactly what I was talking about before when I was like, I had to let that girl, that woman go with love and in peace, to be able to be who I am now and to stand tall in myself. And Anna, you've been through so much in your life. You're very wise. You are like the sage aunt of the group. We respect you without ever having, I've never even heard your voice. Do you know what I'm saying? You have that effect. Most of us do have that effect on people because we are light workers, and people knowingly or unconsciously are drawn to that. The only negative thing I see in this card is like, I don't want you, the universe doesn't want you dwelling too much on the past, being made to feel guilty about something you've done and have already apologized for. I definitely am getting that. Like, somebody is not treating you well and they finally like answer you why, and it's because like you threw an eraser at them when you were in first grade. Like, it's something that ridiculous that this person is using as an excuse to be mean to you. The actual thing is they're just upset because you're growing and learning and changing and stepping into your power, and they are not. And all of us need to understand that that is going to happen with a lot of people that were our best, closest friends. We're going to outgrow them. Literally, we're vibrating here. We're going to be vibrating up here, and they're just not on our level. It doesn't mean we're better. It just means we're not vibing anymore. And I would encourage you in the next couple of weeks, do not let anyone use your past against you, right? Like, again, something you did so long ago, you've already apologized. I keep hearing weak. Do not allow anyone to come in. And we talked about this, I think, last week, thinking that you are weak. So if you're still thinking that about yourself, make sure you put that aside. Stop manifesting weakness. You may not even realize you're doing it, because I feel like the more you put that energy out there, the more of those scum bums you're going to attract back into your life. And it took us, I say us because I've been reading through for so long. It took us so freaking long. It took us years to get rid of all of them. Your sister particularly could be a big problem in the next few weeks. It's a retrograde. Say what you mean what you say. Don't allow any room for someone to misunderstand. Okay. It took us so long. I'm taking like ownership of the work you did. I don't know. I'm just me. Who's next?
I'm sorry. Scout is next.
Scout, you still here?
They are still here.
Okay.
You are still here. Yep.
Let's use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous, the Blue Crossroads deck. Okay, you want to like not, can we just, yeah, one card, please. Just one, please. This week coming up, dang, she's good. Please do. You know what, Nitrous? I don't know what you asked, but I can tell you that when the universe says no, it's because there's something so much better in store. The universe never says no without good reason. Scout, you got Hades, the card of the underworld. It's actually a great card. Card number 7. Everything has a cycle and a time span. Death is a natural part of life. Plan a legacy. What matters most? Knowing this helps you live a better life. Move through change. What ideas have passed their use-by date and can be left behind? There's a myth that many people don't know about the Greek underworld of the god Hades. Hades had 2 brothers, Zeus and Poseidon. When their father Kronos divided up the kingdoms of the world so as to not cause a fight, the brothers decided the fairest way was to draw lots for their kingdoms. Hades inherited the underworld by lot, and his brothers Zeus and Poseidon received the sky and the sea, respectively. While Zeus was the leader of the 3, Hades was neither monstrous, evil, nor ugly. Like many dark gods, Hades has a bad reputation simply because of his association with death and darkness. As one of the gods of the underworld, Hades was well respected by Greeks, and they were careful to honor him well, yet of course, he was feared. Unlike, say, Ares, Hades was not a particularly nasty god and even looked for love a little more seriously than the others. The story of Persephone is possibly the most famous story featuring Hades, and one that shows that death is just another cyclic part of life. In the oldest forms of the myth, Hades falls in love with Demeter's daughter Persephone, and it is a chaste and proper love. Hades goes to Zeus for permission, and Zeus promises Persephone's hand in marriage. Unfortunately, Zeus does not tell the women this and forgets his promise. Hades waits and waits until one day, while watching his love happily frolicking on a day out with her friends, he rises up out of the ground and kidnaps her. He takes her down deep into his dark domain of the underworld and tries to woo her, explaining she was promised to him. Demeter, goddess of agriculture and a dedicated mother, searches the world for her daughter. She is, of course, no longer to be found on the surface of the earth. In her huge grief, Demeter stops facilitating the growth and production of all food and plants. Everything dies back, there's no food, and the race of man begins to starve. Meanwhile, Hades offers Persephone a red pomegranate. This is the fruit of death, and anyone who eats of it must stay in Hades. By this time, the gods have figured out that Hades has Persephone, and Zeus asks his brother to free her. Julie girl, Candy, hi. However, Persephone has partaken of 6 seeds of the fruit, so Hades now has claim to her. In fairness, Demeter negotiates with Hades so that Persephone can live 6 months of the year with Hades and 6 with her. Persephone becomes queen of the underworld in her own right, and then, led by her torch-bearing friend Hecate, rises from the realm to spend time with her mother for the rest of the year. The underworld is a realm like any other, and one that, although full of mystery, is full of possibilities too. Death is a step before rebirth. A fallow field with nothing growing is necessary so that things may be planted and spring forth again. The underworld, like our unconscious, is a place of infinite possibilities. So, Scout. I love nitrous. You can. I can't guarantee it will be answered, but most of the time I can answer them. So, sure, just wait to your turn so I don't miss it. Your plant companion is the lily. And black tourmaline is your crystal companion. Very easy stone to find. So, Scout, there is a major, major change happening in your life, whether you're aware of it or not. We're in a retrograde right now, so I'm going to reiterate, don't sign any, legal documents or anything unless you absolutely have to. Don't make any major purchases like homes or cars. Make sure that you say what you mean and mean what you say. I feel as though a lot of people, maybe things, are just falling away. You, Scout, are stepping into your power. Whether, again, you realize it or not, you are learning and growing and changing very, very quickly. And before you know it, it's like you have a whole new group of friends. You have a whole new way of thinking. Your ideas are different. You are becoming more spiritually aware and more spiritually powerful. Okay, so the universe is saying right now, what I'm hearing from your team is like, it's going to be painful. It's going to hurt. In the next few months, you're going to lose people, not to death, but just like you're not on their level. Remember, I was talking about how we vibrate, right? So when you spiritually elevate, you raise, and everyone else who isn't elevating stays here. So how can you possibly see eye to eye? That's the best way I can put it. And again, it doesn't mean you're better or in their worse. It just means you are more spiritually active and alive. So, Scout, what I would recommend, especially in the next week or two, is to try your hardest not to emotionally react to change. People not talking to you, relationships ending. I feel like it's going to cause panic. I don't know if it's a romantic relationship or like if you're losing your job, like something is falling away here, but you need to not have whatever this is in your life for what's supposed to be in your life to come in. So I'm going to use love just as an example. You're in a relationship and it's somewhat toxic, but you love the person, you think they love you. All of a sudden they move out and they want nothing to do with you and they have someone else. This is heart-wrenching, right? The universe is saying, feel the pain of whatever the ending is, whatever the quote unquote death is, but understand that the quicker you accept that there is something better coming, the quicker something better will come. Don't hold on to people, places, and things that no longer serve you. You're better than that. You're in your power in the next 2 weeks, very much. You should be the one making the decision to end things that aren't right for you, that are no longer serving you. But if you don't do it, the universe will make the decision for you, and whatever it is, and it will make it'll make like the lesser of the two choices, because if you don't make a decision, you just procrastinate. That means that you have not learned the necessary lessons and you're going to have to go through it again. Accept reality as it is. Understand all these terrible things are happening because you're growing, and it really is for the greater good. I would say by December or January, you are going to be in such a different and better place that you're going to look back and be like, holy poop, Gemma told me this back in August.
Okay, next is I love.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. All right. Blue. Yes, that card is pulled an awful lot. Mwah, Scout. Thank you for coming in. I'm personally reading for you. Like, I'm not a psychic in that way. So a question like that, like, I'm not psychic. I'm a medium and like a reader of energy. So I wouldn't know what's going on with that. Does that make sense? I'm not a psychic medium. I'm a physical medium. I'm sorry. I hope that's not too disappointing. I would like to use the magic of you. I am so excited to see so many new people in here. You guys are so amazing. Yeah, Nitrous, I'm sorry. I'm not psychic. I wish I was. It's a spiritual gift I do not have. Yeah, no lottery numbers, unfortunately, right? Thank you for being understanding. Mwah, Miss Julie girl. All right, Nitrous, this is you. I'm using magic of you because you are magic. Yeah, right, Anna. We be Gemma. All right. Ooh, Euphoria. Honor yourself. Card number 9. Nitrous, the white goddess with the feathered snake swan countenance, represents the sacred fusion of air and earth, divine inspiration bonded with earthly tangibility. There is a sensual aspect to this card. It's now your duty to honor your physical self in an exalted way. Have you been abusing your body? Poor eating, excesses of toxic substances, and dragging yourself through workouts you don't enjoy is punishing, not celebrating yourself. Don't put anything in your body that is not worthy of your goddess or god status. Quality over quantity is key at this time. Awaken to your sacred self. Be selective about who you allow in physical proximity to you. In matters of sex and sensuality, don't share your sacred self with someone who's not worthy of you or who does not treat you in an honorable and respectful way. The woman of Euphoria holds her hands gently and seductively over her heart as she considers the blessed magnificence of her reality. She's quiet and reflective. This is a deep inner comprehension, not bound by society's laws and others' opinions. Inside, she's infinite, and her physical form is the gateway. So I do feel, yeah, I have a awful, I can't lie. I was going to say, I do feel an excess of something that's not good for you, right? As a recovering addict, I get it. Even if it's not drugs, I get it. I have an addictive personality. Someone gifted me one oracle deck. I now have 253 years later. Okay. So I get it, but the universe is saying like too much of whatever this is. So again, alcohol, drugs, food, spending, there's something here that you're like overdoing that could end up being a problem in the near future if you don't get it in check. Another thing here is talking about who you're emotionally connecting with. So that could be a romantic partner. It could just be like a best friend. There's something here that's toxic. I'm not sure what it is. It could be like your relationship with your mom, or like there's somebody that you are emotionally attached to that either you're not seeing eye to eye right now, or in the next couple of weeks, you're not going to be seeing eye to eye. I feel like this person, and I said this to someone earlier, just in a different way. This person does not want anything to change. Like, they like you as you are. They like you kind of playing the role you play in whatever the relationship is. This could even be at work, okay? The problem is, I mean, you found this stream, and that usually, and I'm not tooting my own horn, it's the truth. It usually means you are coming out of a dark night of the soul and you are ready for awakening. You are not going to be able to keep this toxicity in your life. I feel like also you might not realize that you could be punishing yourself for something that you didn't do, right? So like, for example, just say someone's cheating on you and you're like, if only I could look better, be better. You know what I mean? So you start overeating. Or like in my case, like I get upset about that same thing and I go back to drugs, right? Which will never happen. But like, that's what we're talking about here. It's like you inadvertently and somewhat unknowingly punishing yourself for something that wasn't your fault. I think if you really think about it, you'll know what I'm talking about, okay? This is the universe telling you, you deserve euphoria. You deserve to treat yourself as you would treat the person you love most in your life. If you're looking for advice, think about the person you love more than anyone in the world, right? What advice would you give that person if they were in your situation? Take that advice. You know the answer to what can make you happy, right? And I'm not talking about frivolous in the moment things. I'm talking about in life, your dreams, your hopes, your goals. And I feel like not everyone around you is going to be able to come with you on this. I just keep getting pulled back to a toxic something, relationship, friendship. I do feel like in the next week or two, you need to stand up for yourself. You need to kind of separate your energy from this person. If it's someone you live with, again, like I was talking about earlier, you need to emotionally detach. I don't know why I talk with my hands. I just do. You need to stop feeding them. They're energetic vampires. They're spiritual vampires. And whoever this is, or whoever these people are a big part of why you are not succeeding and achieving everything you think you should have by now. They are holding you back because they're energetically and spiritually draining you. They're taking pieces from you. And the more pieces you lose, yes, more light gets in, but then you're stuck trying to put yourself back together instead of focusing on your goals. The universe wants you. I'm being directed this way. And this way is the future. So the universe is trying to, your team is trying to point you towards focusing on the future, the here and now, the actionable steps you need to take to get to where you want and know you need to be, without looking in the past and being like, why didn't that relationship work? Why didn't I care? No more whys about the past. The past is the past. Release it with love, without judgment, let it go and move forward. You've got work to do on your future, honey, and there is euphoria in it for you. Stop letting people suck you dry. No is a complete sentence. Mind over matter. Those who mind don't matter. Those who matter don't mind. If someone's going to get mad at you because you can't lend them money, can't lend them your truck, don't feel like going out partying every night, can't babysit their kids, then you know what? They're not a real friend. A normal person who cares about you would understand, right? Sorry, I get bitchy when I see those types of energies of like people picking on other people. I get mad.
Life with Bobby is next.
Blue Crossroads. I was going to get a shirt that said that. Guys, please don't forget my new book, Gone, Mysterious Disappearances, Volume 3, and Campfire Stories, Volume 3, on Amazon, Kindle, paperback, and Audible. If you get the book, please, 5 stars, great rating, even if you just write awesome book, right? Please, please, please do that. It helps me so much. Books and donations are my only income right now. I'm looking for that writing contract still. So, oh, Wolf, yes, that's what I mean by physical medium instead of psychic medium. So I do connect with spirit. That's how I do these readings. So your team, your angels, your spirit guides, usually just the main spirit guide, your an ancestor or two, a deceased loved one or two will all come in. And that's how I receive the information through the card. But they tell me, they show me pictures and tell me things in my head. I do connect with people that have passed over to the other side all of the time. Like I'm almost never alone. Except for when I'm doing these readings, I do a kind of, I would call it a ritual, but it's not really, it's just something I do to block that out so I can focus on these readings and be on point. But yes, I could be watching a documentary about someone who passed or was killed, and the next thing I know, they're in my room hanging out. So that's my life. I had a shirt that said I came, I saw, I made it awkward, and I wore it in stream one time, and Big Willie was laughing because all you could see was the first sentence that said I came. Okay, I'm sorry. Who's next?
I told you.
I didn't hear. Nitrous, yeah, that's all it said.
Well, it's going to cost you to say it again.
Come on, I'm trying to get through them
Life
quickly.
with Bobby.
You did say that. You did. Life with Bobby, I'm going to use Black Moon Lilith. Ooh, bacon pancakes. I miss Big Willie too. I hate how that whole thing happened with that channel. I really do, because I loved doing that show. Laura, I just want to thank you again for being so kind. You sent the book Dave signed, which to me, he's like my idol. It's so precious. And he got the same person to do his cover that I got to do my BEK cover. So like, I thought that was cool. But for being so generous with my son, I really, that always means so much to me. His eyes just lit up. And in the little thank you video, I didn't tell him to say, I love you. He said that himself. So I don't even like the live people. No, sometimes they're really chill and they're cool. And sometimes they're from a time where like they don't understand flat screens or like Netflix. It's once I accepted it, it's because it's fun. Aside from, you know, the draining of my energy and getting blood transfusions and getting sick because of it. What are you doing to my daughter? Are you picking on her?
I thought she went to go deal with the kids, so yeah, because she disappeared. And Mark said something to her, and I didn't know if she saw it or not.
All right, Black Moon Lilith in Virgo. So Life with Bobby, this doesn't mean your Black Moon Lilith is in Virgo. It just means that it could, this is the energy, not it could be, this is the energy coming in for you in the next 2 weeks. Releasing perfectionism, card number 6. The cosmos wants you to know, Bobby, that you are enough. Embrace who you are and stop comparing yourself to others. Step into your own power, send love to your flaws, and accept yourself as you are. When this card appears, the universe is calling for you to release the desire for perfection. If this is in your chart, you may have been compared to others or received harsh critiques growing up. Black Moon Lilith in Virgo can place hyper awareness around your physical health, diet, work ethic, and drive for perfection. Virgo is associated with the symbol of the virginal maiden and the chastity of the Virgin Mary archetype. While this definition is rooted in patriarchy, purity, perfection, chastity, and cleanliness are all a part of the zodiac sign Virgo. As a result of not feeling good enough, those with this in their birth chart may be overly critical of themselves and others. So our good ghost dragons is a Virgo. Paris Jackson, Michael Jackson's daughter, has Black Moon Lilith in Virgo in her natal chart, and she has admitted to a history of self-harm and disordered eating. You can heal this dark feminine shadow by releasing the need to measure up to others. Send love to yourself when mistakes happen. Praise your inner god or goddess with positive affirmations. You are enough, Bobby, especially when you unleash your wisdom and skilled presence into the world. Whether this is your craft, diet, exercise, or work, have faith in what it is you have to offer. You can expect perfection from yourself and others, but this can create strained interactions. Release the need to nitpick and stress about the details. You are healing the shadow of self-doubt from the inside out. It's time for some self-acceptance. So, Life with Bobby, I do feel like this card is your team telling you, like, stop listening, number one, to what other people say about you. And again, I deal with trolls. You guys have no idea because I take their comments down. You have no idea what I deal with trolls. I understand this. Being bullied as a 41-year-old mother of 5 is ridiculous to me, but it's what happens. The universe wants you to learn how to just let it go. Like if someone, for example, says you're fat, whether you're fat or not, right? Fat. Probably a bad example, and I don't mean to offend anyone. I'm just using it as an example. Like you look at yourself and say, I'm good with me. Like when people make fun of my teeth, I have an extra tooth. It's a fang. It's a vampire fang. I used to be self-conscious about it. Now I'm like, it makes me unique. That's what the universe is trying to tell you to do. Accept anything that you perceive as flaw as just a part of who you are and who you were meant to be. You built yourself to be this person, to look like this and act like this. And the universe is saying there is nothing inherently or intrinsically wrong with you at all. You are perfect as you are. And anyone who's going to sit there and bully you or be harsh to you or what is it called when someone talks to you like you're a little kid? I hear that in my head. Somebody's like lecturing you as though you're a child. You don't have to put up with that. You are a powerful, beautiful person. Another thing I'm hearing is some plan in the next, I would say 2 months, maybe 2 weeks. I'm seeing 2, so 2 weeks, from the next 2 weeks to the next 2 months, something that you've been condescending. Thank you, Edna. Something you've been planning and, I don't know, putting money, effort, work, like something you really looking forward to. It may not go as planned. You're going to be probably either angry, upset, disappointed. It's not that it's not going to happen, but I feel like it's going to, I feel like something is not going to go right. Something's going to go wrong with this, and it's not going to be as you expected. The universe is saying, if you can just go with it and not let it stress you out, make you angry, all these things, right? Then you're going to walk right into the opportunity for something even better and bigger. So if something seems to not be going as planned, let it ride out. Don't try to micromanage, right? Because the universe knows what it's doing. All right, who's next?
Well, 2 didn't answer, so we're going to go and do Rust.
Rust. All right. Let's do Moonology.
And Candy B, I'll slide you in here soon.
Life with Bobby, what I'm hearing when you said that is like, it's really, you're angry with yourself though, because I feel like that's been put on you, right? I feel like it's because people have always blamed you for things that weren't your fault and you were too polite to correct them. That is what the universe needs you to change. Okay, I just need 1 card, please, not 17. And this is for Russ for the next 2 weeks or so, please, Spirit. Don't forget, guys, I do personals either an hour to an hour and a half through video, or I do a remote general where you don't even have to be there. You get a YouTube link from me that only you and I can see. You can ask anyone in here who's had a personal from me. I am on point, professional. Last quarter moon in Cancer. Take a breather, Rust. Let's see. Okay. Rust. Sometimes situations start with much promise and then get fatigued or fizzle out. This is normal. If a situation is dragging on and everyone is becoming far too sensitive, it might be time to take a breather. Is this what you still want? If a situation is slipping away from you, it could be due to self-doubt or because too many people are trying to get their own way. If you're struggling to find a balance with a VIP in your life or a personal or professional connection, it might be time to show your feelings. There could be a clash here caused by everyone wanting to be the leader. Give the situation some air. You need to stop and revive. Emotional fatigue is as dangerous as physical fatigue if it becomes long-term. See the beauty of life to refresh your heart. Your manifestation affirmation, love is all there is, and I am love. Okay, so I do feel, Russ, that there is something here where like there's either someone or several someone's pushing you to like see things their way, like go along with their whatever it is. So like you saved up all your money all year to go on vacation to Disney, and then at the very last minute, the 5 people you're going with decide they want to go to the Grand Canyon. And they're like gaslighting you. Do you know what I mean? That's a small example, but somebody is trying to convince you not only to do things their way, but they're also trying to convince you that you're wrong. I'm just hearing like, no, that like you're questioning your own reality. I don't like that. So I do feel like what this card is saying, what the universe is saying to you, Russ, is to take a step back. Try to view the situation from an unbiased lens. So whether it's a toxic relationship, friendship, it's something at work, you really struggling with like not wanting to agree and going along to get along, but then going along to get along anyway because you don't want to like make any waves or stir the pot. The universe is saying you need to stand up for yourself. You need to say and show how you feel with confidence and in your power, and then take a step back and see what happens, right? Now is the time, despite the retrograde, Rust, for you to speak up and speak out. You have a voice. It's about time these mofers heard it. Okay? You have been emotionally beaten down for so long by so many people. And maybe it wasn't like a full run of like emotional beatdown, but it's happened a lot. I see a lot of trauma and toxicity in your past more so than most people. And I get that. It's not a judgment. I get it. Trust me. If I wrote a book about my life, it would be called You're Not Going to Believe Me Anyway. Take a step back. Whatever the situation is, like I said to someone before, think about the person you love more than anyone in the world and imagine them in your situation. What advice would you give them? If you gave them your best advice to help them because you love them more than anything, take that advice. I feel like if this is a relationship, you need to, if you're not living with the person, you need to maybe take a breather in the next 2 weeks. I feel like if it's something with a job, same thing, maybe get back and do some more research, something. Do not be dragged along to do something that you do not want to do, that you are not behind. It's not going to work out well for you. That's clear warning. Also, watch your technology. I feel like there is going to be some sort of miscommunication through text or email. So make sure that you read everything a couple times if you have to before you send a text, before you send an email, before you post on social media, because somebody is going to take something the wrong way, and then it's just going to be more drama that you're going to have to deal with. Who is next?
Well, first, Cardi B, are you? Yep, there she is. Cardi B, you're next, hon. Cardi B, Candy B.
I knew he was gonna call her that. I went through your phone last night. Saw some things I did.
Candy B, you're next.
I went through your phone last night. Killing me.
Then Miss Pixie.
Oh, good, Russ. I'm so glad. And then who?
Miss Pixie. I'm trying to shut my mouth real fast.
That's so fun. I knew he was going to call you that. I'm going to use the Wonderland Oracle. All I can see is you and her different scenarios. Beyonce on my stereo. Resentment on repeat. I'm going to make you a bowl of cereal with a teaspoon of bleach. Serve it to you like, here you go. Bon appetit. Look, did you give it to her raw? You love her or no? You risk your home for a hoe from the bar? Now I have Cardi B in my head. Thanks. I lip sync to a lot of raps in my shorts. It's just something I like doing. He said, okay. Or she. Russ, I'm really glad you connected. What? Okay, I'm going to give you a second to guess. What card came out of the Alice in Wonderland Oracle?
The one that always comes out, and I can't think of what it is.
My favorite card out of every deck I have, because it describes my life in one relationship right now to the T. Does anyone remember? Never jam today.
Never jam.
So, Candy, you got the card that sums up my life. Never jam today. Promises that never come to be, empty words, and not living in the now. Nutslap, good rap like why? I don't listen to old school rap. I'm 41 years old, okay? Even though I keep saying 42. I don't know where that came from. I was born in 83. I think something really amazing is going to happen to me when I'm 42 because I just keep putting myself there. All right, Candy. Alice couldn't help laughing as she said, I don't want you to hire me, and I don't care for jam. It's a very good jam, said the Queen. Well, I don't want any today at any rate. You couldn't have it if you did want it, the Queen said. The rule is jam tomorrow and jam yesterday, but never jam today. When the White Queen makes her outrageous statement that jam is for tomorrow and for yesterday, but never for today, Alice realizes that no one ever gets any jam. When this card comes to you, what can it mean? Candy, well, it is likely that someone is making promises that sound like there's plenty on offer, when in fact it's extremely unlikely that they'll ever deliver or come through with all of the wonderful things they are attracting you with. You see, when this card comes, someone is claiming they can do a lot of good for you, but whether they're offering you a pay raise, a good time, or a commitment, it will not come to pass. The promise is never, ever delivered or enjoyed today. They exist on promises of a better future and the memories of a wonderful past, but they'll never make good on their promises when it most counts. And that's today. That's now. Fortunately, Alice isn't at all attracted by what the White Queen is offering. She literally doesn't want the jam, so she can't be manipulated. But those who do want the jam could forever be living in the hope that one day they will get some jam. The fact is, this will never, ever happen. What do you know about Big Pun? Hold that thought. Listen to the person, Candy, listen to the person making you some rather wonderful promises or boasting about how much they can offer others. When will they deliver? Are they always talking about the past and planning for a wonderful future, but struggling now in the present? If so, it's best to be like Alice and have no desire for the promises which they will never, ever fulfill. Divination. Words are plentiful, but deeds are few. Thinking that the past and the future are better than the present. Being attracted by promises of good times and abundance that are never going to be kept. Boasting of plenty, but never enjoying it in the moment. Manipulation and withholding. Demand results in the present and work towards satisfying your desires on your own, by yourself. Don't buy what they are selling. This is incredibly cut and dry, right? But maybe it's not. What I'm getting, I'm just seeing this. Yeah, I'm literally seeing a person, Candy, trying to entice you in, right? Maybe just for example, say it's a romantic partner, and they're like, yeah, I'll buy us a house, and we'll have a white picket fence, and like whatever you're telling them you want, they suddenly like decide that they're going to give it to you, right? So you're talking about like in the future, you want to have 2 kids and a dog and like a white picket fence. Suddenly, like 2 days later, they're like, yo, I'm going to look at this house I'm going to buy and we can have a dog. Like this person is future faking you. Okay. And it's what narcissists do. Now, I'm not saying anyone's a narcissist. I'm not a doctor, but future faking is what narcissists do. They want to remind you of the memories of the past, which you've probably planned and more than likely paid for all of those memories. And remind you of what they're promising you for the future so that you don't look at how crappy and poopily you're being treated today. Sounds exactly what's happening. And you know deep down in your gut, I think, that this person is full of poop, but the hope is still there because everything they're offering sounds so amazing. And it is something that you want. The problem is this person is not going to deliver. And the universe is saying, you know what? All of these things, or even if it's one thing, you can get those things yourself, for yourself. The universe is putting it on offer in the next week or 2 if you can back away and decide that you do not want these things because they're never going to come to be anyway. The universe is promising you, your team is promising you that if you can fully move away from this person, this situation, whatever it is, and you know what it is, you just said it, within the next few months, the opportunity for you to be able to give yourself whatever's on offer over there will come in, and it'll be in a big way that you can't possibly miss or ignore. But you have to completely and totally detach. And you know what? You don't have to, but I would give this person the business for being such a poop head. So Nut Slap, there's a song by Fat Joe that I can't even find on YouTube. How does it go? It's like she was 16, maybe 17. I was 18, 19, maybe a little bit more. Excuse me, McAfee. Get out of my chat, sir. What was it called? It was something about being young. She was 16, maybe 17. I was 18, 19. She was 16 when I met her. I was playing the corner. Had to scream at other brothers like, get up off her. Was a diamond in the rough. Real neighborhood jewel. You would never see her out unless she was coming from school. Now I want to hear that song. The dawn. I don't want to be a player no more. All right. Who's next? Jarvis, baby UFO, Pine Island church. Woo woo. Anybody that I missed, welcome in. I hope you're having a great time and enjoying the wild ride that is. Look, I put my black amethyst on a smaller chain so you guys can actually see it. That is black amethyst. It looks all black, but if you look at it in a certain light, you can see that it has a purple tint. Who is next?
And again, I will say Pixie.
You did say that. You did. Miss Pixie, I'm using the Witching Hour Oracle. I actually had to open it for you because I was called to do so. Pine Island, if you want a reading, let me know. Thank you for coming in. So Candy says, it's so crazy. Night before, I had a dream about snakes, and I was so happy to see them. I love snakes, and that said evening, I saw a snake. Took that dream as shedding. Yes. And it could mean you're shedding the snakes in your grass. What is it? Why am I struggling with words? The people in your circle that no longer fit. Life goes on. Yes. How did you know that? Did you look that up? Is it on YouTube? Oh, I love that song. It has a special deep meaning for me. Thank you, Bat Mom. Life goes on. There you go, Nutslap. Like Tupac's song, Can You Get Away? Bat Mom, you should listen to that. That song is so rare, but it is so like significant. No, you're right. I think it's Fat Joe. Bat Mom, please. Yes, I love it. I haven't heard it since I was a teenager. Again with this card. All right. Flying Ointment. She's covered, guys. She's covered. Let loose, Miss Pixie. For crying out loud. Let loose. Have some fun. Go on an adventure. I'm going to do this just in case. The tarot companion, by the way, is the Three of Cups. Candy, you are more than welcome, girl. Come on in anytime. A naked witch on a broom flying past the full moon with her hands in the air may be a cliche, but there's a grain of truth in this image, and it's rooted in the fun and going on a wild ride. Laura, flying ointments were thought to be rubbed on broom handles, then witches would gather naked in fields to ride them. Drug compounds are delivered faster through the genital fluids, allowing for a quicker high. This is true. If you put alcohol in your, where poop comes from, you can actually die from like 2 glasses of wine from alcohol poisoning. Over time, these stories of witches on brooms began to surface, which eventually led to the stereotype of witches who can fly. Mostly it was just for a good time, a party even. And so this card is about having fun and doing something silly or something strange. Going on an adventure is sort of a metaphor for quote unquote getting high, or at least doing activities which offer a similar feeling, like skydiving or whitewater rafting. But it doesn't have to be dramatic, nor does it need to involve drugs. Anything can be an adventure with the right company and attitude. Lara, I don't know what else to say, girl. You have been through so much, as we all have, but I think in the past few months, you've had more than your fair share, right? We all have a fair share. You had more than your fair share. And this is the universe telling you, please shed some of it at least, right? Maybe you can't let go of some grief or pain of this or, confusion of that. But there are some things that have happened throughout your life, but I'm seeing particularly in the last 6 months that you can let go of if you wanted to. If you wanted to just be like, you know what, it's done, it's over with, I'm not going to think about it anymore, and then turn your attention to something you enjoy doing. This is about getting out there, putting yourself out there, having fun, being totally and completely Lara with like no filter. In the next 2 weeks, do this. It's very simple and plain message. Do you have fun? Don't let anyone kind of kill your buzz. And I feel like this is going to lead to something bigger because you're really going to enjoy being yourself and being in the moment. And I feel like that's going to become a part of you, a part of your ritual, of your unique, personal, intimate tradition. And you're really going to resonate with being truly Lara. I know your body, you have issues where you can't, jump up and ride a broom maybe, but do something for you. just because you want to, be a quote unquote a little selfish, which it's not selfish, but you know what I mean. Just be selfish if that's what people are going to call it. You deserve to be treated like a princess and a queen after everything you've been through. And the universe wants to see you treating yourself like that. Salvatore, would you like a card?
Okay, so you ready for your next one?
Hold on. Yeah, Jarvis, that's right. I got confused. It was Fat Joe. All Eyes on Me, Tupac? I know Can You Get Away by Tupac. I don't know what album that was on, but he has an album, All Eyes on Me. New England Dirt Roadie still taking yes or no questions with the Divining Pendulum. Who's next?
Nut slap.
Well, la-di-da. Nut slap, we're using deep, dark, and dangerous. Jarvis, stick around for your reading, please. You are more than welcome, Miss Pixie. You know that.
Jarvis is next.
I know. That's why I told him to stick around. I love that we had so many new people. I hope they come back. Hecate, the card of illumination. Card number 21, dark. Nut slap, seek and you shall find. Sometimes you need to travel through the darkness to find the real treasure. Almost anything worth doing takes time. Move off the crossroads. It's time to make a considered decision. Keep your focus on your purpose and don't wander off of your path. For a long time, the so-called dark goddess got a bad rap. People thought if a goddess was of the dark or looked a certain way, like scary, then they were evil or nasty. The Christianization of certain mythos twisted many stories as well, in particular those deities, usually female, who were perhaps magic makers, sorceresses, too independent or feisty, who were remade into evil and dangerous spirits. Stories of Circe, Kali, the Morrigan, Morgan Le Fay, and Medusa are examples. And so when we look at a complex figure such as Hecate, it is important to understand that paradoxically, a dark deity can actually be an illuminator. So Morgan Le Fay is actually King Arthur's half-sister, if y'all didn't know that. You got Hecate before? You know what I was going to say is that this card resonates with me for you. Like, I feel like I've been telling you through your team in the universe for a long time that, like, action is needed, right? Like, there's an arrow, like, action is needed now. Press this button, right? When Persephone was taken by Hades into the underworld and Zeus and Demeter negotiated for her return, it was her friend, the goddess Hecate, who lit torches for her friend to guide her home. It was a dark and wet, moonless... Oh, nope, missed it. Similarly, in 340 BC, the greatest general of the age, Philip II of Macedon, was ready to complete the attack on the Byzantines and their allies, the Athenians, after a lengthy siege of the walls of Byzantium. It was a dark and wet, moonless night, and Philip thought this would be the perfect undercover foil for a final push and surprise attack on the city. His troops prepared for an assault on the city and were very confident of success. Happily for the Byzantines, the patroness of the city, Hecate, favored nights such as this and was watching. Nut slap! As Philip's soldiers began forming their attack, Hecate lit her bright torches in the inky heavens. This unexpected bright light awoke all the watchdogs of the town, and they began to loudly bay and bark. The garrison was awoken, and they foiled Philip's attack. This was the turning point in the siege. To thank Hecate, the city erected a special statue to her referred to as Lampadiferos, the torchbearer. It was erected on a hill above the Bosphorus Sea to commemorate Hecate's defensive aid. Hecate literally carries a torch, even though she stands in the opaqueness at a crossroads or under a moonless night sky. Yes, she carries a torch when she is striding through the darkness of the deep underworld, yet she is actually lighting the way for all of us. What happened to Nomeo? He left? Nut slap, your plant companion is garlic, and your crystal companion is le moonstone. All right, the moonstone. Yeah, you need to make a decision, bro. I feel like you do feel stuck, stale, stagnant, maybe even trapped in a particular situation or circumstance. And I do feel, though, like a helplessness about it. Like, yeah, I know I want to change this, but because of X, Y, and Z, I can't. The universe is saying in the next week or two, if you can come to terms with the fact that you have to move away from someone or step away from something, there's some major shift here that needs to happen for your energy to shift into a more powerful alignment with your chart. You're this close to alignment and you know what needs to change, you know how to change it. But I feel like there are certain things you literally have no control over, and therefore you can't make the changes that maybe, you know, you even feel are necessary. The universe is telling you through Hecate and through me that the major change that needs to happen that you feel you have no control over in the next couple of weeks to a month, so I'd say 2 weeks to a month, you're going to receive a huge, incredible opportunity. Maybe it's not even that big, just an opportunity. I don't want to say huge because it's like then you're looking for flashlights, spotlights. An opportunity can come in where it's not going to immediately change the situation, but it could be like a job offering more money or a romantic partner offering like a release of stress and companionship. Something or someone is going to come in the next 2 weeks to a month that is going to re-motivate you, and then you're going to be able to figure out what exactly you need to do to step into your own power and away from whatever this is or whoever this is that is holding you back. Because there is something or someone here that is no longer serving any purpose in your life except to add stress and misery. Okay. And ain't nobody got time for that. So wait a couple of weeks, and if you get the opportunity to, you know, meet new people or meet a new person, or maybe, you know, do something different for work, even if it seems scary and even if it seems improbable, take the opportunity, take the leap of faith. The universe is waiting on you to do that. Yes, I did see that, but I didn't want to say, oh, you don't have enough money. Like, I didn't want to put you out there. But yeah, since you said it, yes, I understand that better than anyone. Trust me. I'll read one more, then I do have to use the bathroom again. It's crampy time.
Go ahead and go now. Why don't you go ahead now? And Jarvis is next. I'm sure he can be patient. And Andrew was here in the morning. He does this, and I don't know if he's on the road, but I do have him down for.
Okay.
Sam.
I didn't mean to do that.
Okay, so Chris is next, then Divine, then Smoochie. New England, did you want a card? Evil Grim, if you're still here. I'm going to put Ashley on to last because she's dealing with her kid, a baby dragon. So, Chris, Divine, Smoochie, New England, Evil Grim, Jules, Batmom, and Baby UFO, and then timestamps. And I hope everybody had a good week and a good day. It's beautiful. It's been beautiful here all day. I know she's getting storms off and on. They had storms rolled there in Jersey. It's been gorgeous here. And it's supposed to be gorgeous in the 70s all this weekend and beginning of next week. I can't wait. Get that out of the pops out of the house and try to enjoy a little bit of the day tomorrow and do a little work. And like I said, I'll be here at midnight tomorrow night. And now it'll be fun. I don't know how fun, but it'll be fun. So Chris is up. So you got Casey. I don't know if Casey needs one. Evil Grim, if you're still here, let me know if you want a card, okay? Timothy, if you're here too, let me know, and I'll get you back on.
I hope that Melissa Nicole is okay. I hate when she doesn't pop in.
I know.
I do worry for her because, you know, that's a physically abusive situation. So
I see you, Smoochie. Okay, I won't call you.
Smoochie doesn't want a reading?
Nope.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Fine. Be that way. Jarvis, I'm using Oracle of the Radiant Sun. Good, Netter, yes. Oh, upside down. Oh, Miss Pixie, I was going to say that. How, the cat distribution system chose you. Nope, don't talk to me, Smoochy. I'm just kidding. Of course, you don't have to have one. I think you should get one, but I'm not going to force you. And I hope you're feeling well and doing okay. Yeah, I'm not, like, as far as Melissa, like, you know, she said it, so I'm not worried about saying it, but she's in danger. I've been telling her for years, and I get it. Like, I'm not judging, Melissa, if you're listening, like, I'm not judging you. I'm not trying to talk behind your back. I worry because I've seen images of what's going to happen if you don't get out. Oh my gosh. Guys, like, can we just one card, please? One. That's all we need. All right, since I twisted your arm. All right. Jarvis. Optimism. The moon in Sagittarius. I think my dad and Netter are the only Sagittarius males I know. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. All right, let's look at the moon in Sagittarius. Chris, moon Sagittarians are somewhat idealistic emotionally. They express feelings honestly and expect others to be equally straightforward. Usually confident people with this planet sign combination can unthinkingly be crushingly gauche with their frankness. It's important for Sagittarians to say what they understand to be true at the risk of hurting the feelings of other people, believing that their honesty is more important to relationships than well-meaning white lies. Totally agree. Moon Sagittarius types are far-thinking and always have their sights set on distant lands and truths. Journeying is their pleasure, and their optimism is unbounded. Emotions are high when they are on the move, traveling physically or mentally. They probably still have a deep, unconscious, emotional attachment to the religious, social, and ethical values inherited from family and during childhood. The more I read this, the more I feel like my dad might be a moon Sagittarian as well. He'll look right at me and be like, Gemma, those pants, you look huge in them. Go change. And he has like no quality. He's not trying to be mean, or that's just how he is. Though these beliefs may now manifest as something more unorthodox, the spiritual side of life is of great significance to moon Sagittarians. Chris, negatively, the person this card describes may reflect a narrow and dogmatic social or religious outlook. The optimism card may describe an extreme and immovable fundamentalist. When this card is chosen, it always indicates that a long trip abroad is imminent, or that a visit from someone from the past or a friend from a distant country will be important to the person asking the question. A move to another country, exploring foreign philosophy, planning a holiday or vacation, a family project, contact from the past, a reason for optimism. Yes, I do feel like, and I felt this right when I picked up the card, and I should have said it, but I didn't. Someone is coming in from your past. I feel like it could be because you're like sick, or in the hospital, you're on the mend, but this could motivate someone who hasn't spoken to you in a while. Maybe things didn't end very well, or as well as they could have, is coming back in, thinking of you, worrying about you. And I do feel like this is going to stir up definitely optimism in you. Like, you're going to be happy, but there's also like this, I'm seeing caution because of maybe the way things ended up the last time. I don't know if this makes sense to you, but it will in the next couple of weeks, when someone from your past, possibly someone from another country, or someone that maybe you only had a relationship with through like the phone or YouTube, like you know what I mean? Like, it may not be someone you actually met in person. And I do feel that strongly. They're going to be reaching out, you know, let them in, be optimistic about it. Don't dwell on the past. I feel like things happen. You and this person were meant to be in each other's lives in some capacity, at least for some time. So allow them back in if you feel right about that, and be optimistic in general about your future. You are doing well. You're on the mend. and you have a lot of reason for happiness and gratitude.
Next is divine.
Divine, I'm going to use Dylan Waite. Oh my gosh, what is going on, Julie girl? That Mom, I did get your message about my sister. I haven't heard from her, so I don't know. She posts every once in a while on Facebook, you know, that she's living her best single life. So I'm hoping that she stays that way. But you and I both know 3 years of that type of extreme violence and abuse is very hard to escape from. Emerald City. Card number 29. Divine, here I stand at the end of the yellow brick road in the magical land of Oz. Am I made of real emeralds? That is not the point, my dear. I am the place where the great Wizard of Oz lives. I am the place where anything is possible. I am the place where Dorothy, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion got their rewards. I am the end of the quest, the time of celebration. I am the city of wonders to be found beyond rainbows. The road was long and sometimes perilous, but look at you now. You have reached your goal. You have made your way to the Emerald City. Divine, this time should be one of celebration and reward. You ought to be proud of what you've done. You should rest a little and congratulate yourself. Bask in the moment. The adventure will go on for sure, but for now, enjoy the achievements you've made, for they are truly amazing. Yeah, Divine, I don't see anything negative here. I just feel like you may be pushing yourself a little bit too hard. Like you are achieving and you are you are achieving so much, and you have stepped outside of your comfort zone. You've been in your power for a while, and the universe is saying, though, when have you stopped to like really look around and congratulate yourself and pat yourself on the back? We don't do that enough, right? We don't sit there and say, holy poop, look where I was 5 years ago. Any one of us can do that. As long as we're bettering ourselves, we'll be shocked at the results. That would be awesome. I'd love to be able to get together with you guys, and it will happen. It's part of my 10-year plan, so just bear with me. But Divine, yeah, this is a time for rest, relaxation, recuperation, rejuvenation, all of the re's, and patting yourself on the back, telling yourself that you are bad ass B-word. You got this. Don't let anyone pressure you to like go in a certain direction you don't want to go in. I feel like you have no issue saying no now. And if you do in the next couple of weeks, don't, because I feel like you're good where you're at. You know what you want. You know how to get there. And this is just a card saying like, enjoy what you've done. Yes, it's good to have goals and to keep pressing on and pushing on and doing you, but relax a little bit and enjoy the comforts that you've created for yourself. Be grateful, pat yourself on the back. You did it. Like you're doing so well. And this is just your team congratulating you on that.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
New England.
I'm going to use Aether Creatures. Well, you need to, girl. I'm going to do some yoga after this. These cards are so hard to shuffle because narcissists that made them, allegedly, made so many. So she did this documentary where people were saying she was like in her spiritual retreat was like a cult. So she didn't want that like in the news. So she hired an investigator who like investigates cults. And she's like, listen, just investigate us so that we can put down we're not a cult, you know. And the lady's like, okay, no problem. And the lady at the end found that she actually was running the cult. So they're like, never mind, we'll pay you, but we don't want your results. You want to see a narcissist? Watch the, I don't know what it's called. I'll have to find out. Watch the Teal Swan documentary. Nuts Up, I really want to. I would have to find someone who's artistic enough and like knows how to do it, because I can buy blank cards. Monica Louvre did it, and I can't stand her. No offense, but I just don't like the way she reads, the way she presents herself. But she did it, and I'm sure she makes good money. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Jules. I don't know when. Okay, you're next. This is, I'm shuffling for Netter. So this is Netter, and then you. Netter, you got could. In the upright position. Card number 60. All right. If could appears to you right side up, your sensitivity is your strength in the situation at hand. So be vulnerable, be permeable, allow yourself to feel what other people are feeling. Recognize social cues, be attuned to the environment and beings around you, and respond accordingly. This is not a situation in which to be unresponsive, unaware, numb, harsh, insensitive, bulldozing, unfeeling, uncaring, stoic, or impervious. Because sensitivity leads to feeling things more intensely, it is often associated with pain and is therefore either seen as a bad thing or simply remains an underrated strength. The appearance of could tells you that experiencing things more intensely is a good thing, not a bad thing in this particular situation. Hey, Angie girl, that's my niece. The appearance of could tells you that experiencing things more intensely is a good thing. Not, I said that. You are meant to be affected by what is happening. Could especially loves to come to two different types of people. First, to those who are insensitive with the message to be more sensitive. And second, to those who are quote unquote hypersensitive with the message to embrace the sensitivity instead of continuing to see it as a weakness that you must somehow overcome. It's a gift to be designed this way. Sensitive instruments, which is what you are within the universe, pick up things much earlier and quicker. The could would have you honestly ask yourself, is it really a virtue to be unaffected? The reality is that you have many strengths that will help you in this situation that can only stem from your sensitivity. Things like creativity, intuition, empathy, and awareness, to name a few. If you try to tone down your sensitivity, you will also lose touch with those strengths. Netter. Yeah, so this card is telling you not to allow these things that are happening that are hurting you or making you feel pain, all of the pain that you're feeling. Like the universe wants you to allow it and doesn't want you to go numb, right? Because there is someone, and I know you don't believe me, but there is someone in your periphery coming in as far as a romantic relationship. I've been seeing this for a while. What the universe is saying is allow yourself to feel every painful emotion and work through it. You have to grow through what you go through, right? And I feel like this is you growing and like becoming more emotionally intelligent in preparation for the person that's coming in. Because I know you're stuck on that person that I can't stand. Divine, thank you so much. And that I think is horrible for you. Feel all of that. Don't give up. Be aware of it. And then grow through the pain. Go through it, get through it, and move on. Don't become invulnerable or impervious or, desensitized, because there's someone coming in that needs that emotional intelligence that you are going to connect with in a major way. Big nice. Big love. Thank you so much for the donation, guys. Don't forget PayPal and Cash App donations. Hit me right away. If you donate through Super Chat, Super Sticker, Super Thanks, I appreciate that so much too, because that pads my paycheck for next month on the 21st. Please, guys, donate if you can, especially right now. It means the absolute world to me. Who says witches can't be sexy? Someone was pooping all over my shorts. They were like, oh, I don't know why you do these stupid little things. Like, they have nothing to do with anything. And I said to him, I'm like, before I started doing shorts, I was getting between 11 and 18 subscribers a month. Once I started doing shorts, my subscriber count is between 350 and 500 per month. Now this month, in the last 28 days, it's much lower at 200, but that's because I'm barely posting. So stop pooping on my shorts, guys. They are changing though. There's a lot more paranormal and spiritual coming to my channel in general and to the shorts. Because like I said, if I'm working 32, 34 hours, on 4 videos a month and I'm only making 45 cents total, it's time for me to change that. So the pre-recordeds are going to be a lot different. I'm going to tell you all quickly what we're doing. I'm going to start week by week reading from my book, starting with Campfire Stories, Volume 1. I'm going to have a different aesthetic, probably be black and white, maybe light some candles, maybe have a different background. There's something going to be different. My voice, I'm going to smooth it out. I'm going to read. With each story on Audible, there will be a hyperlink to listen to the author narrate the story. Click here. It'll send them right to my channel. And I'm hoping that that will grow my channel even bigger. I'm aiming for that silver play button, guys. And I've got 95,000 more subscribers to go. Who is next?
Jules.
Julie girl. I want to use Hecate and Path. Yes, getting spooky with it. No. Did you all say hi to my niece, Angelique? I think she's Angie in here, though. My voice is one of the main things people either hate about me or they tell me that I sound like a cat got dragged 20 miles by a train screaming and dying. And then I have other people that are like, I love your voice. You should do Asmir. I'm not for everyone. She is the good niece, yeah. How many nieces do I actually have? Three, I think. Yeah, 3. I have to think about that for a minute. All right, I see my Wi-Fi booth go on, so let me know, guys. Okay, Miss Jules, you got card number 17, Clydicus, the key bearer, and it is the card of unlocking. So let's see. Jules, as cosmic key holder, Hecate can open us to all manner of answers, opportunities, and potential. But what is it that we are seeking? The key to a heart, a first home, a fresh start, a fulfilling life. As easily as she can provide the tool to open the doorways, Hecate can also keep them firmly locked and guarded, sometimes for our own good. The door is open, but only we can choose to pass through it. Clydicus can grant us freedom and enlightenment, unlock your potential, and embrace new beginnings. I feel like there's something that you want that maybe you've been working towards, trying to manifest, really putting some effort into, and it's just not it's not happening. Number one, it's the retrograde. I do see that you should wait until after the retrograde ends. Unfortunately, I don't have the date off the top of my head. But also, Jules, I'm seeing that whatever this isn't working for a reason. It's so that something better can come in. And you may be like, well, I know what I want, right? I know what I want. So why can't I just have what I want? It's, it feels like it's in alignment, and she is. I always told Angie that she definitely should have been my daughter. You are my daughter. I feel like you know what you want. You know that you deserve it. You're ready to work for it. You're working toward it, and it's just not happening because the universe has something so much bigger and better in store. But you have to be patient. While you're being patient, put your focus on growing and learning and becoming enlightened, keeping people that negatively affect you spiritually, energetically, psychically, emotionally, physically, mentally away. That is your challenge in the next few weeks, and has been for a while, to prove to the universe that you can discern who should and shouldn't be in your life. And a lot of people are like, wow, that's easy. No, it's not, because a lot of the times we are connected through our heart center to toxic people who are abusive and mean and no good for us. But because our heart's in it and we're light workers and empaths, we have a hard time pulling away. The universe wants to see you, Jules, in the next couple of weeks. Say no when it's necessary. Turn people down, turn them away, not in a mean or rude way, just because you simply should not be giving money, time. This is all about you. It's not a time for helping and giving to others. Obviously, like, this, don't take this to an extreme degree, but nobody should be living in your home. You still have people around you. Even if you think you're all alone and have like no friends, you do have some toxicity around you. And I just feel like the universe is saying, focus inward, stop putting so much focus, effort, and energy into what you want, because the universe is already in the process of providing it.
The Batmom.
And absolutely, until finally we're spiritually mature and emotionally enlightened enough to understand that we absolutely cannot. Who did you say? I'm sorry. I don't even. Batmom? Batmom? Batmom, let's do myths and mermaids. Good. And that's the universe saying, then keep doing it, because you don't have many people you can trust around you. The universe is kind of resetting you on that. I do not like the person Netter is talking about. I'm sorry, New England Dirt Roadie. You know I love you. You're a very close friend. I consider you, a close friend. But her energy is so nasty. I couldn't even connect with her spiritually because she's so dark. Like, she doesn't have a team. There was no connection to be made. Well, you have your main guide. You have, a lot of you have a Native American ancestor that's always around. It's usually, they represent as like, if they're your main guide, they'll represent as like a chief to like show me their main guide. Or I don't see anyone recent, like in the last 50 years, but you do have your main guide is a Native American, very buff, actually, very handsome. And you have your guardian angel. Just energy in general. You also have extraterrestrial energy that comes in pretty strong, actually. Yeah. Hello, darkness, my friend. I never recognized that ET energy before. That creeped me out. All right. Yes, and they are all the time. A no-go? Why? You can't help who you're connected to. Okay, you got the green mermaid triplets. Card number 9. A sprightly green and black mermaid is flanked on either side by identical mermaid sisters. The inseparable trio is held together by a strong familial bond, presenting themselves as a united front against the worries of the world. Divination, you are not alone. There's no need, Batmom, to feel so isolated. You've got your quote-unquote sisters by your side. The world is so much easier to face when you do it hand in hand. Even when they're not there bodily, know they are with you in mind and heart. Need an ear to listen, a shoulder to cry on, perhaps a pep talk to cheer you on. You know who to turn to, so don't be hesitant to reach out. So, okay, this could be a literal person or literal people that you can trust and go to with like your deepest, darkest secrets, and you can vent, and if you need a response or an answer or an opinion or advice, they'll give it to you. Otherwise, like, I let all you guys vent. Well, not all of you, but a lot of you vent to my phone, and sometimes I know you don't need me to say anything back. You're just letting it out, and I'm so good with that because I do it sometimes to some of you. This is also your team. I mean, it's funny that you asked about them and they're like, here we are. Like, you are not utilizing us enough. You're not talking enough to like your guardian angel, your main spirit guide particularly. And I'm not getting a name, but he's very like macho, very like kind of standoffish a little bit. He is not saying much, but I feel like they want you to lean on them. And this may be hard for you, but talking out loud and even writing down the first answer that comes to your mind, that's the easiest way to start to lean on your team. Like, once you do it enough, you know the response you're receiving is the response, and that's it. That's the download. But it takes practice to understand that you're not just immediately thinking something. Ask questions in the air and write down the first thing that comes to your mind. I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, you're going to get an answer. Or just vent, scream, cry, let them know how you feel. Even if you curse and are mad at the world, let it out. If you can't do it to an actual human person, call your team in. They're like, we're here. That's what we're here for. You are not utilizing your team.
You ready? Baby UFO.
Oh, it's not scary.
Baby UFO.
Do it. I know. Thank you. Do it when no one's around. If you mean a human enemy, if you mean a spiritual enemy, I wouldn't worry about that. When you're calling your team in, that is the ultimate protection. Nothing's going to touch you. Baby UFO, what shall we do with you, sir? I'm going to use energy and spirit. Flat mermaids. They have breastises. They're just covered up. Got to keep it PG over on Gemma Jade channel. Guys, I just did some new shorts. Please watch them. Don't forget Gone Mysterious Disappearances Volume 3 and Campfire Stories Volume 3 are out now on Amazon, Kindle, paperback, and Audible. Audible within the next couple of months will have the hyperlinks to my channel. Guys, I really do appreciate it. If you want autographed copies, I'm trying to get some photos together so I could send you just a little gift with the autographed copy to show my appreciation. Email or text me for those. They are $25 because I am self-published. I have to buy the book myself, wait for it to come, sign it, and send it out to you. So that's the book plus postage and a couple bucks for my signature because I'm all that in a bag of chips, right? All right, baby UFO, let's see. In December, I'm going to be giving away the whole complete signed edition of like every book I've written to one lucky winner. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Probably my usual pick a number, any number, but we'll see. Okay, baby UFO, card number 19, letting go of urgency, surrender, freedom from time constraints. Jules, this kind of reminds me a little bit of what we're saying to you, or Jules and Divine. Let's see. Upright, this card shows a man running out of a room filled with clocks and calendars. He has notes to himself, and the air of urgency pervades the room. Through all this frantic expectation, a tree has grown into the room, and he has attached clocks to it as well. You've become immersed in tasks and obligations, losing your self-priority and peace of mind in the process. But it's time to let go of the urgency, baby UFO, and of the overwhelming demand. Surrender control and the need to stay on top of everything. Start focusing on your own life, the tree growing in the room. By setting boundaries and prioritizing your own self-care, you'll actually make it easier this way to get things done. Affirmation, I deserve to relax and let go. I live my life at a peaceful pace and in a truly self-caring way. It's not always easy to sit back and relax and let the universe work. But baby UFO, that is exactly what this card is saying. It's like you want the outcome to be what you want it to be in every situation. We all do, right? We're working towards a goal. We're working towards an outcome. The problem is the universe has its own plan, and the universe's plan is technically ours because it's what we charted for ourselves while in the fifth dimension. Stop trying to control the outcome of everything, right? Even if you have a bad outcome in the next couple of weeks, it's because the universe has something better. I just said this to someone else, and it's true. It's always true. When something doesn't go right, there's always a bigger reason. So baby UFO, when things start to feel like they're falling apart and you cannot micromanage, you can't control them anymore, instead of panicking and freaking out and worrying so much about the outcome that you're trying to last minute grab, and this is stress. And the universe is like, stop flipping stressing. I got you. The universe will always make sure you are back on track, on path, no matter what. So let things happen as they may. Let the chips fall where they may. Yes, you need to meet goals and ran into huge obstacles. That's because I feel like the goals you're trying to meet are only part of what the universe has in store for you, what you charted for yourself. So there are little pieces and parts missing that you're running into obstacles because maybe these are not the goals you're supposed to be trying to reach right now, or maybe the universe is going to deliver you a better way to be able to meet these goals. But you have to stop stressing, because the more you focus on what's going wrong, the more things will go wrong. That is the power of positive thinking and manifestation at work. Who's next?
Angie, then you have timestamps. You can do Casey.
Angie, where will it lead us from here? With no loving in our souls and no money in our coats. You can't say we're satisfied. Angie, I still love you, baby. Everywhere I look, I see your eyes. You don't understand how much I love this little girl. And she's not a little girl. She's in her 30s, I think, 31. But she's my baby girl. All right, I'm using the Lantern Oracle. So if anybody is here and did not get a reading, raise your hand before I go into timestamp. I know we got everyone, but I like to ask just in case. What about Ashley? She need a timestamp?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You got wishful expectations, acknowledging the smoke and mirrors in your life for what they are. Angie girl, Rutro, Rorge, card number 14. Hope you're listening. Sometimes we get so attached to how we want things to be that we shut our eyes to how they really are. This can bind us to a wheel that spins in the opposite direction of genuinely realizing our dreams. The assumptions that we hold about how we think our wishes should come true and in what form can easily trap us. Baby UFO, this is what I was just saying to you. Once we are caught within the rigid confines of how we mistakenly believe our lives, quote unquote, should look, we become enslaved to perpetuating the impression we create for others and need to keep believing the pretense for ourselves. Despite our heart knowing that something about our life isn't right or disingenuous, it can often feel easier or even appear logical to continue pretending that things are as they seem. Denial becomes our survival mechanism, and that which increasingly alienates us from ourselves and others. It is possible to spend an entire lifetime enchained by the elusive veil of magical thinking. Such a price for any fantasy is never going to be worth it. The truth of what we genuinely desire cannot meet us halfway, unless our expectations match how we show up to deal with the reality of our daily circumstances. Without candidly clear perception, acceptance, and active responsibility for the lives we are living, we can get stuck like the mother. Her eyes are closed to the painful reality of her present in order to preserve her fantasy of things being as she wishes them to be. Time moves forward and her wheel turns backward, and she blindly treads the same water. Angie, look for any incongruent thoughts, words, or actions holding you in suspension. This will help you identify any form of wishful expectation playing out in your life. It can be helpful to observe what your heart has to say about your current state of emotional, mental, and physical well-being, as well as the environment and company you keep. Journal what comes up for you while lovingly acknowledging if you have been in denial over any unwanted area, compulsion, or person in your life. If some facet of your present only seems to be what you want and comes at a compromising cost, please be assured there is another way. Angie. Angelique, please tell me you're listening to this. This is so important. It is possible to genuinely and self-lovingly progress in your desired direction by alternate means. It's okay if some form of external help or support is needed to do things differently and in a way that maintains your own integrity. There is no shame in reaching out and asking for everything you need when it's of true and empowering benefit to you. Mother's message: congruency is always the liberating key to every fulfillment that you seek. Transparency creates the space for receiving the reality rather than the illusion of your wishes being fulfilled. Angie, I don't even know like what more I can say. Incongruence in your life, right? Future faking or pretending that something's not happening that is happening because you feel like it's not going to be forever. So I'm just going to pretend that I'm just using this as an example. I don't know your boyfriend. I'm not saying he's a drug addict. I'm just using it as an example. You're going to pretend like your boyfriend isn't using drugs because you need him to be around your kids, right? Like, it's so wrong, but like, you don't know how else to deal with it. And I feel like there are things in your life that you're like, crap, poop, how did I get here? How did I end up here? But then you're like, well, this is where I am. And you just keep going forward in the wrong direction. This doesn't mean anything that you're doing is wrong, objectively. What it means is it's time for you to take a look around and is this what you really want? Is this really where you want to live? Is this really who you want to live with? If it was a perfect world, where would you be right now? And how can you take steps towards getting there? Not by pretending that the person you love isn't toxic. And again, I'm not saying he is. I'm just using examples. Not pretending like your boss doesn't, harass you every single day. You have to face the things that are happening that are wrong and that are not conducive to you living your best life. And you have to move out of this space, even if it hurts really bad, to let go of someone you care deeply about. Angelique, you have to love yourself more. And I'm in pain reading this because I know what's going on with you. I don't want you to end up like me. I've been telling you this for years. I don't want you to end up like I did. I love you too much for that. Reach out if you need help. Not just with money, just reach out. I've had the same phone number for like 7 years. You have it. You know where I live. Angie, you're not alone, even if you feel that you are. And I feel like there are people around you who are predators and who see that maybe right now you don't have so much money or you don't have like a real home to go to and you're struggling. It's not fair. You are a victim, and because you escaped that, you lost everything. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can have your whole life back without the physical abuse and the mental abuse. You are strong enough to get away from that, Ange. The wheel's turning backwards. You have to figure out a way to get it to go forward. You are stuck in something that you know you need to get out of for once and for all. And I think we both know what it is. It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. All right. Casey does not want a timestamp tonight. I already read for Lotus.
Yep. So let's do Ashley, and then we'll do Andrew.
Ashley, I'm doing Sacred Forest. I want to read for Kelly Lewis as well. She's been having so much trouble getting into the chats, and I do believe her because she's not the only one that when she messages me about it, I just want to tell her I read for her. Ashley, I'm using Sacred Forest. My mom's Cherokee and Iroquois. Half Cherokee and Choctaw. My baby, she's a Chippewa. She's a one of a kind. All my friends call me Bear Call. He gets his order from Mom. Mom, why am I singing so much? I'm going to hate rewatching this stream. All right. Wow. Ashley, you got Raven Spirit. It is the card of truth. It's an extremely powerful card. Never pulled before. Let's take a look. As you look up, you see a raven peering at you from a branch. It feels like he's gazing straight into your soul. He swoops down and lands on your hand. Amazingly, he begins to talk, telling you the deeper truths of your life. Ashley, he reminds you to focus on what is important and admonishes you to make choices in life that always honor your truth. Stark honesty is called for at this time in your life. Can you put a time for when I read for Angie or no?
I can go back and look.
I really want to direct her to that
I
reading.
wrote her down just to do that anyway. So
Super duper important. Okay, thank you.
yes, I wrote her down.
In ancient Greece, it was believed that ravens carried messages from the gods, and because of their acute vision, they were thought to be the bringers of truth. The soul loves the truth. What is your truth regarding your life? Be honest with yourself, Ashley, and speak from your heart. Listen for what is sincere and honest in others. Step away from those who are cagey and duplicitous. The hardest thing about living your truth is knowing exactly what that is. However, there's a place within you that always knows what is real and what isn't. Release situations and people with whom you find yourself less than honest for fear of being judged or not accepted. It can take time to discover what's true for you, but once you know, let go of anything in your life that isn't authentic. Miracles follow when you take time to be genuine. The raven is also considered to be the totem and protector of the queen of fairies. The soul loves the truth. Find your truth, speak your truth, live your truth. Be fearless, Ashley, in your journey. Follow your inner guidance. Let go of what's not authentic and sincere in your life and be a shining example of truth for others. Truth, 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 truth. That's like literally all this card said. But there's a reason, right? You are being called to be honest, to take an inventory of your life and be honest about what it is, right? Good, bad, ugly, beautiful, indifferent. This isn't to judge your life or to judge anyone in it, including yourself. This is to just diplomatically look at your relationships, your friendships, your kinships, you know, your house, your goals, your dreams. How much have you accomplished? Or are you headed to accomplish? Why did you stop trying to accomplish? An honest inventory of your life. And unfortunately, this might mean walking away from certain people, at least for the time being, and letting go of guilt, shame, fear, and regret, and saying goodbye, as I talked about in the beginning, to old Ashley. Let her go with love and respect and dignity and no judgment, and just say, this is the Ashley I have to be now. You are no longer who you were 6 months ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago. And I feel like you deserve so much more than you get, and you give so much more than you receive. And we all do, but that's what we should be working on, is like making sure that all of our relationships are equal give and take. And I feel like some in your life may not be. Ashley, this is a very important time. I feel like in the next 6 months, like I said to a couple people already tonight, there's going to be big major changes just swirling in one after the other. You have to be ready for this. And the only way to be ready for this is by being honest about the here and now. If somebody is lying to you, you know, cheating you, treating you like garbage, you need to confront them. They're not going to change. There's a liar in your life who will always be a liar. There's a cheater who will always be a cheater. I don't know who this is or who these people are. Could be more than one, but I don't see any change. So normally change is like the light is very bright. It's coming out. They're illuminated. They're seeing. These people are not. It's all within. They're not seeing anything. They don't see anything wrong with how they're treating you, and they never will. They may have small moments of clarity. This is very hard to accept, hard to move on from, hard to walk away from. I get that. That's why it's not me giving you the advice. The universe is saying you have to face the facts, face the truth, and make decisions based on that. Just like I told my niece, you can't just pretend like things aren't happening. You can only do that for so long before the universe exposes you. Expose yourself without judgment. You got this. You can do this. I feel you're very strong right now. You're in a really good place to be able to do this. Whether you see it or not, I see it. Who's next?
I fit her perfectly. That was
well.
right
If
on.
I have to come, I'm just telling you, I don't play about my kids, and she's your daughter, which means I look at her as a daughter. I do not play. I don't drive, but I'll find a way. I got a broomstick. I'm just saying. Don't let me find out.
You ready for your next? Let's do Andrew.
Okay. Andrew, we're doing Wisdom of the House of Night. And then we're going to use the Archangel Animal. Guys, please donate to PayPal or Cash App if you can. I am a broke joke right now. Watch the shorts. Please, please, please watch the shorts. Don't forget Gone, Mysterious Disappearances, Volume 1, 2, and 3. Campfire Stories, Volume 1, 2, and 3. The third volume of each of those is out now. Autographed copies, $25 to my PayPal or Cash App. Readings, I believe their general remotes are $60 now. That just talks to me about prices. We'll get her done. But please, the books, I'm begging, guys. All right, card number 1, Nomeo, you got the Fledgling. These were great books, the House of Night books, by the way. They're teenage vampire books. Dear one, when you receive this symbol of the fledgling, know that you are blessed with a time of learning new things. This is a time for you to remember that you cannot know things until you experience them. Being in this evolving state means you may stumble a bit. Don't expect yourself to be perfect. Now is the time for being gentle with yourself as you step into your destiny to become the beautiful person you're meant to be. When the fledgling appears to you, it's a sign of new growth and wonderful new opportunities. Step forward with curiosity and a willingness to learn and discover. Yeah, Nomeo, I feel like there's opportunity for growth and change and more alignment coming in the near future. But I feel like there's something like stopping you. Like I'm feeling, it's very strange. I'm feeling like a stubbornness. Like I don't need you to show me that I already know. Like this is like an unwillingness to learn, I think, because you feel like you already know whatever this experience is. Listen, take chances, obviously not to your detriment, but take chances, take leaps of faith. In the next 2 weeks specifically, I feel like there is someone coming in. You may already know them. They may already be there, that is going to teach you so much and really open your eyes to something that could actually be life-changing. But if you just keep going on in a straight line, straight path, not looking to either side, you're never going to see or experience these new and beautiful people, places, opportunities. In the next 2 weeks specifically, it is the time to take giant leaps of faith. Like, I don't really think this is going to work, but I'm going to go for it. And guess what? It ends up working better than you ever could have expected. Netter, no, but privately I might. All right, Kelly, and then I am done because I actually have to pee again. Where is Infinite Psychosis? He come in? Guys, watch the shorts, please. They're like anywhere from 4 to 60 seconds. That is, ouch, and it means everything to me. That really hurt. I thought I lost a nail. All right, come on. I gotta pee. I gotta do some yoga after this too while I have time. My counselor is like, well, you gained weight. And she's like, oh, no, I mean it in a good way. And I'm thinking, oh my God, like I'm trying to lose weight. But I've been able to do yoga this summer twice. And usually I do it for an hour a day. So I'm getting porky. All right. Bear, use power and wisdom. Archangels Uriel and Jophiel. Bear is rare. I don't normally pull bear. Kelly, the bear card suggests that you have the wisdom within you that enables you to establish your power and use it correctly. For this, it is important for you to be in an environment where you are happy and free. So examine your world and ask what you need to make changes to. Ask Archangel Uriel to help you. He will strengthen your solar plexus chakra so that you feel confident and strong. You may need to walk alone while you reclaim your wisdom and your worth. If so, use this opportunity to create your own cocoon so that source light can touch you. Open your crown center and let Archangel Jophiel pour his crystal yellow light right through you, expanding your heart so that you can spread peace and love. And I'm sorry to be repetitive, but I do feel like, again, it's like a theme. Kelly, you know that someone's lying to you. You know that something isn't right. You know that you can't live like this, whatever this situation is or what these situations are. And this is the universe telling you to take life by the you-know-whats and roll with it. Get away from people, places, and things that no longer serve you. Step into your power. And I can't tell you how to do that. I feel like you already know, but it's scary because when you love someone or you're in love with someone, it's hard to turn your back. No matter how devastatingly they make you feel and they treat you, because you're of the light. You have to understand that not everyone is. Please get away from anyone or anything toxic and that doesn't serve you. Guys, I really have to go. Don't forget my books, please. Don't forget, I do personal readings. Don't forget, please, to donate to PayPal or Cash App. I could use some weekend money. And hopefully, I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to claim it. By September, I will have a brand new writing contract, getting that $3,000 a month back. Thank you guys for hanging out and putting up with me as always. I love you all so much. Have a blessed week, and I will see you next week. And come the first or second week of September, you will see me on more live streams on the channel, more guests, more interviews, things like that, and a whole different pre-recorded. What I'm doing for next Thursday, because I've been putting the videos out for Thursday, that's just for summer. Once September comes, going to be back to Monday mornings, but it's going to be a different type of video. Now, next Thursday, I'm going to be re-releasing a members only video because I believe on Sunday, as long as it doesn't rain, I'm going to be at Funplex with my husband and little guy, and I'm not going to be able to work. And I want to spend time with my family as I can because we don't get a lot of family time. And I want those pictures and I want those memories for my little guy. So if it doesn't rain, I'm not going to be working. So I'm going to re-release a members only. So maybe you didn't get to see it or whatever. Guys, love ya. I will talk to you all later. Bye.